Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, and you're in my house, and can I just say, man, I was gonna sing something right there, but let me tell you, I'm a little bit congesto. I have had a wee bit of a cold for the past week or so, and we're finally coming out of the clear, so there will be a little bit less singing and a lot more bad jokes. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully no bad jokes, just the great ones that I'm always spitting. It has been how long, beautiful soul? If it's your first time here, welcome the heck in. Get cozy, pull up a blanco, start the fire. It makes a lot more sense for me to be saying that now in autumn than it did when I was saying that in summer. But you know what? I'm a start the fire kind of gal. So start the fire, pull up a blanket, get cozy any season. And welcome to this reading where what we do in the Little Reader's house is we read. We pull out the tarot. We pull out the oracle cards. We make film and movie references. I cry a lot. I laugh. Man, we talk to spirit. We talk to extra dimensional beings. We talk to the nature spirits, the woods, the mushrooms. As you can see, I've got this whole crystal mushroom lineup here from a very dear friend. Touched by a couple of great friends, but the person who organized this mushroom situation, God bless her, wonderful soul. Her energy is with us. What we do here is we bring in the top tier vibrations that we can access at our current state and align ourselves with love. And in case no one's told you today, beautiful soul, you are so very worthy of love above all else. More love, never less. Just more and more love so that you can remember everything. Your mission, your identity, your dream, and most of all, your bliss, because it's always in you. So I'm happy to be back. It's been, a couple months hiatus. I've been hither, darling. I've been thither. I've traveled, I've sat, I've wept, I've been excited, I've been disappointed, I've grown, I've learned, I've cracked open and been like, I got this, and then gotten cracked open again, and it's just been wild. But we're here. I've polished my nails a few days ago. They've already chipped severely, but this is our first Little Reader video featuring painted nails. So hey, you're here for something special. A lot has changed, and yet so much has stayed the same. Yeah, love. That's the thing that never changes. So we're back. I'm delighted to be back. I can't wait to squeeze each and every one of your hearts as we go through this beautiful journey. Let me introduce today's topic. Drum roll, please. Today, we have 4 glorious crews on the topic of understanding your assignment. There's this great little thing going around the interwebs where if someone's slaying and they're doing something right, inevitably somebody comments, she, he, they understood the assignment. And it got the Little Reader, that's me, thinking, what the heck is my assignment? And then it got spirit saying, wouldn't you like to know? And don't you think everybody else would too? So here we are, here to find out our assignment. The ways that we can optimize our lives right now, the places where we can place our mental bandwidth that is the most beneficial, the places where we can open our hearts, and the places where we can just thrive. That's what it means to understand our assignment, is to show up and show out with relative ease because we're in some good ass alignment. So we've got our beautiful 4 crews, so I'm going to introduce to you, and we have a different tarot deck from each one. All of these are gorgeous decks. All of these crystals are amazing. I've got pre-pulled cards, some from the same deck, some not. These are 4 very, I almost said bigly different. Heck, let's go with that. Bigly different energies. As I was setting up, I could feel some similarities between some of our crews, but then as I got more into the minutiae, I was like, nope. These energies are different. So whoever we're channeling today, you're here, so you're part of the crew. You're going to select the crew that you feel most drawn to. Then we'll do an energy check and go even further. But we've got some special energies here today. And again, they're already feeling vastly different, so I can't wait to see how it turns out. Let's get to the introducing. First, I've got my beautiful Stilbite crew here. Look at this Stilbite. Beloved Stilbite has made a guest appearance on this channel a couple of times already. Oh, gorgeous. It's like this peachy color. Stilbite is a stone of courage, growth, transformation. And on top of that, we are using the, let me get the title, Antique Anatomy Tarot. And we are exhibiting the World card here. This is the Antique Anatomy Tarot with Stilbite. Absolutely glorious, darling. So that is our Stilbite crew. Next, we have Kunzite, beautiful Kunzite, which some people call the true soulmate stone or the true stone of unconditional love. I think they say true because rose quartz gets that rep so often. And rose quartz is a beautiful, loving stone. But Kunzite, if I may say, has this extra energy of loyalty and of magnetism. And it's just absolutely glorious. This is our Kunzite with this beautiful lilac color, a lilac Kunzite, on top of the Mushroom Hunters Tarot. And this is the World card from the Mushroom Hunters Tarot. And these are the decks that we will be using for each crew when we ask what the assignment is. Then here we have this beautiful Tibetan quartz. Tibetan quartz, so different. It has these dark inclusions. You can see those here. I'm not sure what the chemical makeup of the dark inclusions are, but I know that Tibetan quartz has almost an extra clear energy to it. If I could describe the energy of this stone, it's like ringing a bell with this very pure sound that just goes on indefinitely. And somewhere in here, there's a gorgeous rainbow. And if we catch it in the light just right, we might be able to see it. Or it will remain a mystery. And you and I will just know that it's there. And with that, we have the Osho Zen Tarot. This is the completion card. They have an extra card in the Osho Zen Tarot that goes even beyond the World card. But this is the equivalent of the World card. Absolutely radiant. Such a pure energy. So clean. Oh, I saw the rainbow. Okay, next we have this beautiful Aqua Aura quartz. Beautiful Aqua Aura quartz. Now I believe the way this is made is by infusing copper over quartz and then raising the temperature in a man-made environment. There are all kinds of talks about the energies of man-made influenced crystals. However, I find the energy to be uplifting, pure, vibrant, and just a pleasure to be around. So I'm thankful for the crystal, for transcending any of the harshness it may have experienced in that process and really still being a wonderful energy to enjoy. We have the Tarot of the Sidhe, a very mystical deck, one of my oldest and most beloved decks. I love them all, but this one's extra special. And here we have the World card from the Tarot of the Sidhe. So, my beautiful soul, take your moment and feel into it. What attracts you? Is it visual? Is it energetic? Is it the stone itself? There's a hair that I'm going to extract from the canvas. The stone, the deck, the energy, just a feeling. It could be a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Whatever you use to choose, trust your intuition. You only have to trust your intuition one day at a time. So trust it for today. It doesn't have to be forever. You may come back tomorrow, and you may come back in a few hours, or you may come back in a few weeks or months and feel that your intuition's guiding you somewhere else, and that's okay. But trust where it takes you today. And wherever that is, beautiful soul, I'll see you there. Hello, my beautiful Stilbite crew. If you selected the beautiful Stilbite crystal and the, I almost said ancient, but I don't think that's what it's called. the antique, okay, that's like a synonym, the Antique Anatomy Tarot, then boy, oh boy, are you in the right place. I'm going to slip this back into the tarot deck and I'm going to place you over to the side. But before I do that, beautiful soul, has anyone told you how wonderful you are, how worthy of love you are, how many hugs you deserve? And it's not just about the hugs. If you're not a touchy-feely type, think of it like this. There are forces beyond what we can perceive with our five senses, and they believe that you are so worthy and deserving of being animated with life force energy. You are so worthy of life, which is why you're alive, and by default, so worthy of love. And that life, it transforms, even after what we call life turns into something else. You are in the presence of ever loving energy, ever loving beings. And they want you to remember, and they want you to know how very worthy of that love you are. So just a friendly reminder for you, my beautiful Stilbite crew. I'm going to set you right over to the side and slip this card away, back into the deck. And we will bring it in and place it up here. Now I've got some pre-shuffled cards that are going to tell us the beginning of your energy check. We have a card from the Pocket Animal Spirit Guidebook. We've got a card from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. And we've got a card from Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle. My goodness, the names come and they go. And here is the way I've pulled these cards. I haven't seen them yet, but they've been shuffled. They've been pulled just for you and your energy. The way I pulled this energy check is to see what it is that your body, mind, and spirit and heart, every part of you, let's even broaden that. I broadened the umbrella in the ask and I said, what is it that my Stilbite crew desires on a soul level, on a conscious and an unconscious level? What is it that they are desiring? What are they needing? What are they craving? And based on the energy that comes up here, this is how we'll know, my beautiful Stilbite crew, that you have found the exact right place. So let's take a look and see if these cards align with what it is you're after and what it is you're desiring. Now, before I flip them over and before we look at them, take a moment as I read the cards to feel into the energy and to let yourself feel it in your heart and your mind and your body and your spirit. So if it's, for example, if you are desiring love and romance, if no love and romance card comes up here, don't be so quick to jump out of the crew until you've heard a little bit about what the type of energy is that's being described here, because it may just be exactly what you're looking for in a loving romantic relationship. Is that making all the sense? I hope so. Let's flip them over and see what we got. TikTok, number 30. The sword. Oh my goodness, what a clear energy. And the hummingbird. Wow. Okay, my beautiful Stilbite crew, you are waiting for a decision to be made. And that waiting is very specific. With the TikTok and the sword, what I'm seeing here, and with this specific brand of coloring, immediately we have solar plexus, we have root chakra, and we see it again in the hummingbird. These colors are standing out. Even with the TikTok, we have solar plexus here. You're either waiting on someone to make a decision, or you yourself are waiting to make a decision. Now, this energy check and these cards tell a very specific story to me. They tell me that time is something you have been frustrated by lately. Relationship with time. It feels like at some points it's moving too quickly. At other points it's moving too slowly. You feel like you've fallen off the rhythm. Like there was a time when you didn't notice. Oh, there it is. A time when you didn't notice time. I'm always in awe of how often the word time slips into our casual conversation, especially when I'm trying to speak about it. So There was a point when you were not obsessed with time, but that point feels very long ago because of how strenuous this has been for you recently. This sword even looks like a clock to me here with 12, 3, and 9. Potentially we could have a 6 here, but really these numbers could even be significant: 12, 3, and 9. And this sword seems to look almost like the arms. Is that what they call them? Arms of a clock. You are saying, please, I need hope. I need a sign. That's what you're asking for. I need a sign. And then Harry Styles' Sign of the Times. It's so funny. That song comes in and it may be relevant. Something, it's just a sign of the times. But really, you're looking for a sign. Hummingbirds are often perceived as signs from heaven. And this sign is meant to show you, look, this almost looks like a clock here as well. Is the cycle complete yet? Can I make my decision? Can I move forward? What should I do in this fight against time? My beautiful Stilbite crew, you may not even know right now. And maybe that's why you're here, for what is my assignment? What is my assignment? Like, I don't know what to do, but we know that time is a factor, my beautiful Stilbite crew. And you feel that as time passes, there is a chance you could lose something or you could lose someone if you don't put your foot down, if you don't stake your claim, if you don't put your sword in the mud, evidently. If you, like, I'm getting this image of someone, there's a beautiful deck that I have for the 5 of Swords, which is often about a disagreement or winning a disagreement in kind of a lack of integrity way because of the force required. But it's this image of a soldier just shoving their sword into this mound of earth and staking their claim. And it's actually a very noble rendition of the 5 of Swords. And that's the energy I feel here, is that you want to know what to do. You want this sign from heaven. You want this clarity. But my beautiful Stilbite crew, I think you already have it. I think you actually already know what you want to do. It's more like you've committed to waiting something out or seeing how something plays out. So if that resonates with you, my beautiful Stilbite crew, welcome. Again, a stone of courage, a stone of a decision, a stone of the next phase and new beginnings, and sometimes swallowing the venom or swallowing the poison that we don't want to look at in life. Let's find out what your assignment is from Spirit and get you on your merry way. How about that, darling? Let me put these. I don't know how much room we're going to need because we are doing this totally intuitively as far as the size of the spread. So I'll collect these and we'll refer back to them as necessary, but we will take them off of our canvas and just pop them over to the side for now. And then we're going to shuffle our beautiful antique anatomy tarot while we talk a little bit. So, my beautiful Stilbite crew, when it comes to time, there's another video that is floating around this channel about time and messages from time. And you may be drawn to that video because time is, in fact, an intelligence and has a very important role in our lives and in our perception of linear events. The fact that things even feel linear in this world is not by accident. It's very much by design. That linear quality allows us to compare and contrast and see where we've been and go to new heights and go to new places. So another thing I'd like to mention is the Little Reader's World. It is the Patreon for this account. It's an $11 a month situation, but it's a small, intimate group where your one-on-one questions can and will be answered, often in video format by myself, and you can be addressed by name. And if you request a certain type of reading or you want to look into something more, like time, there's the opportunity to do that there. What's popping out? Let's just get a sneaky peeky. Well, we won't go too far, but that was the 5 of Wands. So Spirit, for my beautiful Stilbite crew, please show us, what is their assignment? What do you want them to be focusing on right now? All right, here we go. We've got the Knight of Coins. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the 6 of Cups, which is the 6 of Elixirs, and the Chariot. And we're going to get clarifiers here, but I can already feel and see a short and sweet message coming up for you, my beautiful Stilbite crew. No leapers, please. Clarifying the Knight of Coins, please, Spirit. We've got Death, yep. Clarifying the Hanged Man, please. We've got the World. We saw that card earlier. Gorgeous. Clarifying the 6 of Cups. The 3 of Blades. And clarifying the Chariot, please. The Moon. Wow. Gorgeous. In the back of the deck energy here is the Hermit. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, my beautiful Stilbite crew. Let's talk. So, with our Knight of Coins, I like to think of the Knight of Coins as a real patient lad. And the reason why I say a real patient lad is because the energy of the Knight of Coins is perhaps the slowest in the deck. Now, no accident that a card that I associate so heavily with time and slowness is right next to the Hanged Man, which is another card associated with time and slowness. These 2 cards, and when I asked Spirit, and the way I'm using this layout, is to describe on our top row a place where you are right now and things you may be focused on right now. And our clarifiers are explaining how we want these things to change. So what tweaks we can make. In a way, we could say the combination of both cards are your assignment, but this clarifying row on the bottom is giving us where we want to introduce new energies. So let me explain further. For your Knight of Coins, the first thing I'm seeing is that you have been dragging your feet intentionally. And it was showing here with the TikTok and the sword and the hummingbird. It wasn't showing directly, but I could feel it intuitively that you have been dragging your feet because the sign that you're waiting for is almost like for someone else to do the thing for you. It's like you're waiting for the universe itself to force you into a new path by other people or institutions making decisions that force your life to change. So if I could say an example of this, let's say you are leasing a place with your roommate and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, you decide that you want to move and you'd like to get out, but you don't want to disturb things with your roommate, so you're going to wait until they decide that they want to move, or until they just get up and move and say, hey, in 30 days, I'm going to be out of here. Do something about it. You won't do anything until you get that message from them. It's disguised as waiting for a sign from heaven, but in reality, my beautiful Stilbite crew, you are waiting for yourself to become courageous enough to make this move. So your assignment based on these cards, and we're not even done reading them, but we're just, for those who are in a hurry, we'll just get to the juice right now. Your assignment is to find the courage, become the sign from heaven yourself, and make the move. You are the one that Spirit would like to wield your sword. You are the one that Spirit would like to make the slice, make the cut, make the change. Even if you don't know what the heaven that change is. But again, I think you do, and we're going to go further. So dragging the feet with death right under it, clarified by death. The time has come to end the slow period, as we've described. Death is a card of transitions. It's a card of change. Right underneath our Knight of Coins, we see that it's almost a 180 shift. And again, I'm seeing like a steering wheel. We have so many circular symbols here. The world is featured with this circular wreath. Our Knight of Coins is in a coin. That's a circle. Your Stilbite stone is a circle. Here we have this circular card that looks like a clock with a circular clock here and a circular hot air balloon. So this tells me, with all the circles that we're seeing and all the clocks and all the cycle is already complete. So what you're waiting on, again, is not going to happen by way of external factors the way you want it to. If you're hoping that someone will make a decision that saves you from looking bad or saves you from changing your mind, that's another thing I always sense with the Knight of Coins, is not wanting to appear to have changed your mind. Spirit is saying, change your mind, Stilbite Crew. Let it rip, baby. You are free to say, hey, I know I said X 5 months ago, but guess what? I'm feeling Y now, baby. And you can change your mind. It's okay. I don't get the sense that you are a flip-floppy person, my beautiful Stilbite Crew. I don't get the sense that you are frequently flippant or frequently changing your mind. Maybe you do internally, but you tend to commit, and you tend to commit hard. Don't feel bad that this is the one time or this is the time that you change things or switch things up. That is precisely what your assignment is. Be like the sword. Slice. See the huge differentiation we have in colors here? We've got a gradient this way, and we've got a vastly different gradient here. Your ability to wave your sword and come down like this strike of lightning is going to wipe away the indecision. So if another reason that you're hesitating is like, oh, because I'm not quite sure, like I just want that sign. I just want that sign. Okay, we talked about this. You are the sign. So when you wave your sword and you make your decision, the one that you, in your heart of hearts, want to make, the one that your intuition keeps nudging you toward, the one that everything keeps coming up signs as, all the indecision is going to fade away. We're going to see one clear color palette. It's not going to be split anymore. What I'm trying to say is part of the reason you feel indecisive now is because you haven't committed to the action. But once you commit to the action and do the action, you're going to not feel the indecision anymore. Instead of what I'm sensing here is like, I'm waiting to not feel the indecision anymore. I'm waiting for more external factors to play out. I'm waiting for the dust to settle, and then I'll be comfortable to make the decision. Spirit's saying, nope, make the decision now. Then all the dust will settle. Then everything will clear. Then it's all going to make sense. Isn't that nice? So let's take a deep breath in together. And hold it at the top and just say to yourself, I'm courageous. And let that out. Oh yeah, you are, my beautiful Stilbite Crew. Not only are you courageous, you're a badass. Can we just say that? Like, before you go into any kind of spiral about starting to beat yourself up in any degree, pause it. We can always revisit that, but I pray that you don't. And understand that this situation is no failing of your own. And this gentle bow bow from Spirit, which is slang for where I'm from in Southern California for a spanking, this gentle spank from Spirit is a spank that you've actually been asking for, yearning for, needing, and are so worthy of. Like it's a gift. It's not meant to be a criticism. In Spirit's eyes, you're doing a phenomenal job, and that needs to be highlighted. This is just a gentle redirect to help you, help yourself to get where you've been desiring to go. Spirit wants me to remind you right now that you are worthy of your dreams and desires. Spirit can see that one of the reasons you've been putting off this flying of the sword situation is because you don't believe that you're worthy of your desires. So living in this liminal space where it's like, oh, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like I'm just waiting. Like, I've committed to a time frame, like, and so I'm going to wait on it. That liminal space is actually you withholding from yourself a huge blessing that Spirit would like to give you. And that's where we get into the second half of your spread. But my beautiful Stilbite crew, you're so worthy. That's why we're having this conversation. That's why we're here, because you are worthy of this. So put those shoulders up, put that chin up, and please just feel the love, because that is what Spirit has in store for you. So much love if you will allow yourself to receive it. You're so very worthy of it. So intermission complete. I'm setting you back over here. We're bringing an end to the dragging of the feet. This hanged man, if it couldn't be said another way, Spirit was like, just in case that one wasn't clear, let me reiterate the exact same or very similar message right here. This hanged man with the world card underneath it. Major arcana who? You've got all kinds of major arcana here. But this one is to say, there was a point in time when you were kind of immobilized by Spirit. That's how the hanged man differentiates from the Knight of Coins. In the Knight of Coins, if there's feet dragging going on, it's because we're the ones doing it. In the hanged man, if there's stillness going on and this inability to move, that's because Spirit is doing it. So we've had a combination of both of these factors over the past few months for you, my beautiful Stilbite crew, or even a little longer, maybe about a year's time. And with the world card here, this is the end of this cycle, closing it out. For me, the world is always a double, I almost said entendre. And that would be true if it was the original one with the naked lady on it, but it's not. It's a double meaning, which is both an end and a beginning. So Spirit would like to end this, and a reminder to you that this immobility time is over on Spirit's side. You're not being held in a holding pattern because of Spirit. This holding pattern is over. It's time to step out of that. It's time for healing. It's time for love. And it's time for a new beginning. So here's where it gets a little exciting when we do a general reading, because we've got, I don't know how many people watching, but we have one spread and we have one crystal and we have one message. So right here is where things start to get a little bit varied. I can't say for you, my beautiful Stilbite crew, that it's one thing only that's affected you in these past few months. But I can see that broadly, generally speaking, there is something from the past, a love. It could be a love of a person. It could be love of a thing. It could be, just something that makes you feel tender. A relationship with a child, a relationship with an animal. When I see the Six of Cups, I will be frank with you. I often think of soulmate relationships, twin flames even, that go beyond finding a counterpart. They go to finding almost a blueprint identical energetic match. I trust you, my beautiful Stilbite crew, to know immediately what I'm talking about here, because it's very tied in with this waiting situation. It's something you've been waiting to make a move on out of a fear of risking a broken heart. And there are so many. With our Three of Swords, it's typically depicted here with a heart with swords and blood dripping from it. But in this Three of Blades, it's very, kind of reminds me of gardening, to be honest. And that could mean something to you. A garden, specifically. This person, maybe that has something to do with, could love plants, if there's a person involved. You could have an association with, we also have this forest theme going on and all these mushrooms, something to do with nature here. This could be a person you've traveled with. And if there's more than one person involved, which there could be, it's like part of your dilemma here. And it's funny how these look like gardening shears, and then once again we have this sword. Part of the dilemma is cutting something off and then feeling like there's not going to be the love there to catch you. If this is interpersonal relationships, here's what Spirit wants you to understand about your assignment. Cut off the thing that's making you wait. Cut off with your sword the relationship, the person, the situation that you feel has you in a holding pattern. If you're being forced to choose between two things, cut the one that's not choosing you. Because what we have in a situation like this, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's two two people, what if you're on the dating scene, for instance, or you're even between friendships or locations where you want to live. I get the sense here with these two extremes, one of a soulmate and one of a broken heart, there is like some, and then again with the sword and the split and the contrast, there's some situation here that is pulling you in two directions. And once again, relying on time to resolve the pulling is not the answer. To understand your assignment, understand that cutting off the one that's not choosing you, the one that's not actively stepping toward you, the one that isn't giving back to you, the thing that's not nourishing you. There it is. I'm seeing it now with this as elixirs. This is renamed, the cups are renamed elixirs in this deck. And what does an elixir do? It heals, it stimulates, it soothes. An elixir is like a panacea. You drink it, it makes you better. An elixir is your magical treat. So Spirit is saying there, you already know here, my beautiful Stilbite crew, which one is kind of, I don't want to say a dream, because I feel like you, my beautiful Stilbite crew, have dreamed about many things here. Which one is less grounded? Which one, if you need to reach out and sip from the cup, is going to be there for you? That's the elixir you want to drink from. You're ready for that. You don't need to worry about the heartbreak. It's going to hurt to wield a sword. Absolutely. The reason we have swords to begin with, even in symbology, is because they're sharp and they cut things off. And the thing that gets cut goes owie. It doesn't feel good. But everyone has their own karma through which they are working, willingly so. Of course, the ego would never admit that. The ego's like, what? I hate discomfort, I hate pain. But the spirit and the soul are like, oh, no. That's how we grow. That's how we grow. So understand, my beautiful Stilbite crew, if you're afraid of breaking your own heart or breaking somebody else's, because I see you have a tender heart that cares about so many people. And again, you have integrity. You're an individual who is used to committing. Your word is your honor, is your gold. And if you say it, there may even be a little bit of Taurian stubbornness there. Even if you're not a Taurus, it's just an energy. There's this thing like, I said it, I gave my word, I'm sticking with it. But Spirit is saying, totally understandable. But that thing is not sticking with you. So it's time to let whatever thing or person we're letting go of and cutting off go, and understand that they don't need to be enabled anymore. They're kind of in a holding pattern with you, interestingly enough. By you wielding your sword and just with honesty, having that conversation and saying, no more of this, or I'm moving here, or I'm ending my, this housing situation is changing. I'm moving to another country. I'm moving to another home. I'm filing for divorce. I'm X, Y, or Z, whatever that thing is. The situation, my beautiful Stilbite crew, is relying on you to improve. So if we're understanding your assignment, I'll reiterate it again. Your assignment is to risk the heartbreak for both parties, because love is assured as an outcome here. You may have an illusion of love right now that's kind of washed over your discomfort. And this is so very common in holding patterns. We've all been there, my beautiful Stilbite crew. It goes back to this energy check. The thing is, if you're so conscious and focused on time, and time is such an issue for you, then Spirit wants you to understand that this isn't the real love you've been waiting for. Hosier, this awesome Irish artist, has a song called Dinner and Diatribes. And one of the prominent lyrics is all about the love that he's been waiting for, And it's about somebody who is so eager to tell him, presumably as the protagonist, what they're going to do to him tonight. Very edgy, is it not? And that eagerness and that desire to connect and please and be there, that's the kind of love that he's been waiting for. It's different than promises that are given but not fulfilled. It's about, this is what I'm going to do to you tonight. It's an instant energy give and take. So my beautiful Stilbite crew, I'm waxing poetic like never before. I'm happy to be back, what can I say? And I'm delighted to be holding company with you. Irrespective of whether this was romantic or familial or housing or political or social or environmental, you know what this is. It's been on your mind and in your heart. You've been like wish-washing about making a decision and dragging your feet. Spirit says, risk it for the biscuit. Do it. The true love is on the other side of that action. And finally, we come into your fourth row with the Chariot and the Moon in full recognition of that, which is movement into the unknown. You knew I was going to do it as soon as I said that, into the unknown. And I said we weren't going to be singing, and I was wrong. Look at that, surprise, surprise. But isn't that emblematic of this energy, my beautiful Stilbite crew? I said I was going to be singing in the intro, and I just sang. Maybe you said some time ago that you weren't going to be doing something, and now you're doing it. Ooh, Spirit says, put your pride aside. Put your pride aside, my beautiful Stilbite crew, and let her rip. And by her, I mean whatever it is. Let your inner spirit rip. Just do the damn thing. The Chariot moves. The Chariot requires balance. The Chariot requires you to make a new commitment to yourself, my beautiful Stilbite crew. The Moon is all about secrets, all about what's hidden. Once again, it's a friendly reminder to me, your reader from Spirit, that you actually have known this whole time what I'm talking about, what the decision is that you don't want to make. And yeah, you may have some secrets from the individual or entity or institution with whom this entire reading is concerned, and it's time to reveal those. Charge into the unknown, my beautiful Stilbite crew. Do it with grace, do it with faith, swing your sword and cut like a knife swiftly. It will not be painful if you do it fast enough. I'm sure someone who operated a guillotine somewhere said that once. Sharpen your blade and let it happen. And I am not advocating causing any harm of the physical variety to anyone, anywhere. Peace. Love, do it gently. What I am saying in the simplest possible terms is that the more swiftly and honestly you do it, the more kind it actually is. So, reveal your secrets. Admit things perhaps to yourself that you have not wanted to admit out loud. I will help you. Spirit will help us. I don't like this situation. This is taking too long. I don't like being immobilized by time. I feel drawn to something or someone or some other area of my life that is going to give me the love and attention and energy I believe that I deserve. Even if I don't know what that thing is just yet, I know that I need to set myself free from this thing. So use those as talking points and then proceed. Finally, with our card, the Hermit here, and may we just count major arcanas. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards. 2, 4, 6. Wow. 6 major arcana cards in a 9-card reading is outstanding. This is a game changer for you, my beautiful Stilbite crew. This is a life changer. The decision that you make from here is going to alter your life in a beautifully unrecognizable way. As again, Hosier would say, that's the type of love, or that's the kind of love I've been waiting for. Whatever that love is for you, again, does not have to be a person. That is up, you know what that is, if that's that. What I mean when I say this is the kind of love you've been waiting for is, it's the energy that you've been potentially denying yourself because you thought you weren't ready, because you thought someone else had to do something to make it happen. No, it's here, it's now. And with this Hermit card, it's something that you have to do alone. This decision, it's a little reinforcement here. This decision, this thing that has timing involved. Only you, with your own wisdom, can make this cut. Only you can end this cycle because Spirit already ended it. So you decide when. It could be as soon as this video clicks off, you pick up your phone and you make the call, you send the text, you have the conversation, you do the thing, you file the paperwork, or you make the appointment, or you get started on the whatever it is. Or it could be in a year, or it could be in 2, because on the converse side, Spirit is saying there's absolutely no guarantee that the time frame that you've been given by the other person or entity or institution in this situation is actually the time frame that you believe it is. In other words, let's say someone's put something off. They say, like, I'll give you an answer in 6 weeks, or I'll give you an answer in 6 months, or, in a year I'll know. Spirit is saying there's no guarantee that that's the case. To understand your assignment, my beautiful Stilbite Crew, is to understand that this one's on you. This decision is for you to step into. This power is yours to seize. So do it. Be bold. Be wild. Be free. Let's leave these here even. And let me pick you up and give you the itty-bittiest little, I almost said TED Talk. Pep talk, baby. Stilbite Crew, you are enough. You got this. You can trust yourself. You were designed for this moment. You've been prepped for this moment. Your entire life has led up to this moment. Someone somewhere once said this is the first day of the rest of your life. And that is absolutely true for you. That is a quote to hang on your wall, my beautiful Stilbite Crew. Take yourself out of the liminal space with courage. Make the decision. Step away from the thing or the person or the place that has kept you immobilized, or the belief system. Whatever you're waiting for, only you have the power to not only prevent forest fires, but stop the waiting and start living your life. So you have got this, and now is your time more than ever. What waits on the other side? Oh, I can't even tell you. I've had a few little flashes, but those are for you to experience, not for me to tell. What I can promise you is that they're everything. That's the kind of love that you've been dreaming of. So, in closing, my beautiful Stilbite Crew, we're going to get a card or 2 from Rebecca Campbell. Advices. It's from the Work Your Light Oracle Cards Guidebook. Whatever this thing is, if you want to share it, my beautiful Stilbite Crew, I'd love to hear about it. Please put it in the comments if you'd like. You can also email me about it. If it's something that you want to talk about with a smaller, more intimate group, you're welcome to join our Patreon in the Little Readers World. The link is down below in the description. But whatever it is, you are supported by this entire community. Every individual here, other members of my Stilbite Crew, those who are just passing through, who like to watch the entire videos and send support to everyone. And yes, we are that amazing of a community to have people like that here. You're supported and you're loved. So if you want to share, please share by all means, but know that we are all sending you all the love we've got. Spirit, what clues do you have for my beautiful Stilbite Crew? What instructions? Whoa, well, hold on. This one stays. Your guidance is divinely guided. Wow, Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Yes, my beautiful Stilbite Crew. And finally, Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So my beautiful Stilbite Crew, it's not the time to go harder on yourself, to get angry at yourself. You haven't wasted any time. There's no such thing as wasted time. Time made that very clear one time in a reading about time. So it's not about that. Nurture yourself, mother yourself, and understand that the reason you're in this situation is because for some reason you are pushing against being given to. There's a little bit of a block against receiving here. And so by staying in this liminal space of waiting, it's kind of a comfortable place because you don't have to feel the burden of being given to. You're a giver, my beautiful Stilbite Crew, and my goodness, we need you so much in this world, and you have so much that's valuable to give. But what Spirit wants you to understand here is that people, other givers, need someone to give to. And it just so happens that there are people in this situation, places and things that desperately want to give to you. So let's cut off the situation that's not doing that and go to where the folks who want to give to you are. That is how you can mother yourself. You're already doing it. You know what you want. You've known since we started this reading. Stop overthinking. Put your pride aside. Don't worry about being perceived as silly for changing your mind. It's okay to be the bad guy too. If someone holds over your head, oh, how dare you? You said you'd wait for me. Guess what? They can go and love themselves. They can go and love themselves, as Justin Bieber would say. Did you know that song was written by Ed Sheeran, by the way? What a mind twist. But yeah, if someone's going to hold something above your head and say, oh, you promised you'd wait, like you promised you'd stay in that liminal space and love it, that is further evidence that that was not a person who was going to provide beautiful, mothering, generous energy to you. And finally, your guidance is divinely guided, meaning trust your intuition. You know what direction you want to go, and you've known for some time, kind of like this card here. You're being shown the right direction. Those signs you've seen that you've been like, nah. Yes, those very signs are the ones that it is time to heed and move forward with. And once again, remember, my beautiful Stilbite crew, there's no rush. Spirit will be here for you, loving you, and so will I, and so will our entire community. Whether you choose to wield the sword right now, tomorrow, or in some indefinite, undetermined time in the future. But you understand your assignment now. And if you're looking to align with your highest potential and give yourself what you truly deserve and what the blessing Spirit wants to pour onto you, you know what you need to do. So my beautiful Stilbite crew, that is where we are leaving it today. Thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, comment, come back soon to the Little Reader's house. And until we meet again, I am sending you all the love I've got. Bye for now, beautiful soul. Hello, my beautiful Kunzite crew, and welcome to your reading on what is your assignment from Spirit. I am so excited and hyped to get into this reading with you. I just closed out our Stilbite crew, and my body is vibrating with the energy of excitement for how transformational and what a big shift we had from the beginning of that reading to the end. Because in a reading, and here I go on a tangent, stop me now, but don't. In a reading, particularly as the reader, and I'm sure you know this as a somewhat intuitive or highly intuitive being yourself, is you can often feel the progression of the energy and the type of shift that alignment is going to create just in the reading itself, just by comparing the onset to the outset. So the beginning to the end, it's like, whoa, we go from the current energies to what the advice is from Spirit. And by listening, it helps you integrate. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So needless to say, I'm a nerd and I am so happy to be back here with you. And I could literally kiss you. But since you're not this Kunzite crystal and I don't have your consent, we are going to skip that step today. This is your beautiful Kunzite crystal. This is the world card from the Mushroom Hunters Tarot. You have a mushroom themed thing going on in your crew today, beautiful Kunzite. You've got the Mushroom Hunters Tarot, and for one of your oracle decks, I chose, oh my goodness, what's it even called? It is called the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. So there's some elements of death, rebirth, and transformation going on here for you too, my beautiful Kunzite crew. And I'm very, very excited. I'm going to set you down right over here. But before I do that, I'm just going to ask you real quick. Has anybody told you how worthy of love you are today, my beautiful Kunzite crew? You are worthy of life. You are worthy of love. You're worthy of applause and celebration and reminders of how hard you work and how kind you are and how much you build others up. I get the feeling from you, my beautiful Kunzite crew, that you spend a good deal of your energy investing in people like you're investing in multi-trillion-dollar companies, because you know that people are assets and you understand that making someone smile is priceless. So Spirit says thank you for that, and so do I. and you're worthy of so much love yourself. Your smile is priceless too. And I hope that made you pop one of those little priceless smiles off, because when you smile, spirit sings. So, my beautiful Kunzite crew, here we go. I'm setting you over here and I'm going to explain, let's make sure that's in frame. I'm going to explain how this bad boy is going to work. Let's bust these guys out. Bow, 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 bow. Right, so focus, little reader. It's so easy to get wacky and forget where I am during readings. But enough about me. Here's how this energy check works. I have pre-pulled these cards. Every group got the Kim Krantz cards in their energy check. So one is from the Wild Unknown Archetypes, the other is from the Wild Unknown, what's it called? Animal Spirit deck. And then every crew got a unique card based on their energy from a unique deck. So my beautiful Kunzite crew, nobody else got a card from the Mushroom Spirit Oracle. That was just you. Now, I haven't seen these yet. By some miracle, none of them flipped over. In any crew, I don't know what any of them say. Everyone got a different number of cards based on their energies. But here is the way we pulled these babies. I pulled these with the intention for your energy check of asking, what is it that my beautiful Kunzite crew wants right now? What is it that my beautiful Kunzite crew is asking for, needing for, desiring mentally, physically, emotionally, in their heart, in their, did I say mentally? I sure did. Just in their being. And here's why I asked the question that way. So that when you hear this and you sense the energy of this, my beautiful Kunzite crew, you resonate. Now, as I told my beautiful Stilbite crew, don't be so quick to click off if, let's say, you're desiring a new car or like a huge raise at work, and the cards say something totally different than new car or huge raise at work. It could be that the cards describe something like liberation, freedom, and that could be what the new car and the promotion would offer you. So try to think of it as what your heart feels in response to the description of this energy. So as I read out these cards and we feel through it together, really let it get to your heart. I'm sorry, I'm just checking to make sure you're still in the frame. Yes. Really let it get to your heart. Really let it resonate like a bell. Feel the music of it. Feel the tone, because you may be thinking violin and this may be a flute, but they may both play the same note of C major. Thank you, Spirit, for that. I did not know we were going to do instrumental analogies and metaphors, but here we are. So let's turn these over and see what's what. Oh, the golden teacher, the magic mushroom. Oh, introspection. I love this energy. Okay, Amanda, calm down. The one. Oh my goodness. The phoenix and the spider. Okay. Wow. I'm speechless, because the funny thing is, what is it that I said? Liberation and freedom. And again, I hadn't seen these, but let's talk about you, my beautiful Kunzite crew. I'm just going to riff. We're going to channel here, and this is what's going to go down. So Spirit is saying that you are looking for a rebirth and a reinvention of yourself. Indeed, something did die, and mushrooms are always, for me, a symbol of death and rebirth. Why is that, little reader? Why? Why? Because mushrooms grow on dead shit. Quite literally. Dead things and shit. And if your kids are in the room, hey kids, don't use that word. Mushrooms grow on things, and they grow on decomposing things. And they bring new life to dead crap. Again, that's a completely literal statement. Dead things and crap. In fact, many psychedelic mushrooms, or at least 5 strains I can think of offhand, grow in cow poop. Additionally, mushrooms grow in dead stumps. They grow in carcasses. They just grow. There's like a vulture energy with the mushroom. And vultures are, again, kind of misunderstood, but beautiful symbol of rebirth and transformation. So my beautiful Kunzite crew, I could nerd out about mushrooms forever. I mean, just look at all the mushrooms that I have just right here on the side. Given by a beautiful friend, God bless her. I could nerd out about mushrooms forever, but let's talk about you. You are looking for the one. Okay, there are two ways that this could go. And I think in many ways they're the same, which is funny, but that's always the way it goes with this type of energy. If you've had a heartbreak recently, or you felt like something you were really investing time and energy into, or someone has died, either literally, in which case I'm so very sorry for your loss, my beautiful Kunzite crew, or metaphorically, in which case I'm still so sorry for your loss because I know what that feels like, you're in the right place. This energy is about a beautiful soul, you, who has had something ripped away, who has been disappointed, who built hopes up, then hope go down, bye-bye crash, boom, boom, boom. It was rough. And yet, the spirit of you, my beautiful Kunzite crew, my God, with the phoenix and the spider here, not only are you looking to rise up from the ashes, you're still here among the land of the living. Can we just acknowledge how difficult that can be sometimes? And can I thank you for that, for sticking around, for sticking with it, for sticking with us, for being here. Like, my goodness, I'm so grateful for you. Spirit is so grateful for you. The all that is, the vastness of life is so grateful for your essence here. You are recovering, and you're trying to rise back up like the phoenix. And when I say trying, I really think it's happening because of the sheer will of your spirit, of the sheer strength of you. Your energy, my beautiful Kunzite crew, reminds me of, I'm saying deities, but what deity am I thinking of right now? The Buddha does come to mind. White Tara comes to mind if you're familiar with White Tara. You could do a Google on that. Even Kali. It's like, yeah, you get knocked down 7 times, you stand up 8. That's your energy, my beautiful Kunzite crew. And maybe you're not really a talker. That's funny. I remember thinking to myself that you were going to be talkative when I pulled out an extra card more than I did for another crew. But I'm getting this sense that you're done with talking. My beautiful Kunzite crew, you are funny. And you like to talk, yeah, but you're in this mode right now where you're like, I'm done with talking. I want to work. This is why the phoenix and the spider are here side by side. You're ready to build a web. One too many disappointments is what Spirit is telling me. One too many high hopes. It could be as specific as having done so many readings on something, or seen so many predictions on something, or heard so much about something, and then it just doesn't come to pass. It doesn't come to pass. Or you've just been in this stage where you are hoping that there was going to be a big break, or a manifestation of some kind, or just something was going to change, and like a miracle. And now you've realized, I'm the one. That's you. My beautiful Kunzite crew, you are the one. So if this is romantic and that's where the heartbreak comes from, you are in a place where you've realized, I'm the one for myself. And you may still be hoping for the one, and that may be okay, but I get the sense that you're very internally focused right now, my beautiful Kunzite crew, like the stone itself, like the linear lines here that are through you, they're parallel, they're straight, they're organized, they're ordered. And a spider's web, so intricate, so ordered as well. Like a spider's web has to be, in physics, designed just so. Okay, there is a meme that defies, excuse me, that defies what I just said. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But if not, excuse me, that doesn't matter. Generally speaking, a spider's web has to be designed in such a way that it's got this perfect mathematical dimension and balance to it in order to be sustained, in order to sustain the spider and serve to capture prey. And you are in that mode right now. You're like, I'm building my web. Stitches, but not that word. Now, look at this golden teacher magic mushroom. Once again, I will try to contain myself and reel myself in so that I don't go too hard on this topic, because I could go on it for a long time. Magic mushrooms. Active ingredient or component, psilocybin. It is known as a disruptor. It causes chaos to the part of the brain that is associated with ego. So it's an ego death maker. That's what I'm trying to say. You've had an ego death. You survived it. You're coming back as the one. You are rising like a phoenix. You are ready to build something for yourself, my beautiful Kunzite Crew. And what you want more than anything in this world, recently it was to find the one, maybe. It was to find your role in this world. It was to be great. It was, it was some dream, and the dream got shattered and the ego death happened. And now it's all chaos and yet it's not. Actually, you're coming out of that. And you're moving into this phoenix and this spider mode that's very organized. It started out as chaos, and it started out as asking yourself the question, am I even going to survive this? And then at some point you decided that you were. And you decided, I'm the one. And I'm going to rise up, and I'm going to do for myself, and I'm going to give to myself, and I'm going to be the bad but father lover that does what I need to do to be who I want to be. And if that's where you are, my beautiful Kunzite Crew, then you are in exactly the right crew. Boy, are you. For anyone who's dealing with a heartbreak right now, for anyone who's just recovering from an ego death or multiple, from anyone who had a setback, a disappointment, or a loss, or has just been having a daily existential crisis where they're wondering, how am I still alive? Then you're in the right place. And I'm sending you literally all the love I've got. Let's take a few deep breaths together and just be alive together. And remember that you are not alone in this. Can you believe that, my beautiful Kunzite Crew? You thought you were the only one. You thought you were the only one. Now you know you're the one, but you thought you were the only one, or at least it felt like that. No one's reaching out. No one in your circle seems to get it. Everyone's like showing off all their shimmering things, and you're like, whoa, why is my life shit? But guess what? It's not. And it's about to get a whole lot more excited. So let's understand your assignment. We'll take a couple more deep breaths right from the belly. First exhale, and then deep belly breath in. And hold at the top of that inhale, and just feel yourself alive. And sigh it out. And one more like that. And sigh it out. That's good stuff. Beautiful. So let's clear away the energy check, my beautiful Kunzite Crew, and get straight into the Mushroom Hunters Tarot. Right over here. We're going to get your assignment from Spirit, and while we shuffle, we're just going to have a little chitty chat. I talked about feeling like you're the only one. Very common for my clients, for the world, for my friends, for me, for all of us human beings. If you feel like that, I encourage you to please interact with our community down below. Please, you can comment what you're feeling. There are folks who respond to comments who are part of this community who are so full of love and have so much to give and want to connect. I also love to respond to comments when I can, although sometimes with time constraints and other things going on, it can take me a while to get to them, but eventually I do. Another place you can join us is the Little Readers World. That is my Patreon account. That's an $11 a month subscription. You get a lot more personalized stuff there. It's a teeny tiny, itty bitty little group of folks. So you get personal shout outs and videos that answer your questions directly. And we can do more tailored, catered things. So if you're feeling like you want to be part of a group that sees you and understands you and feels you, ooh, look at that. 8 of Wands. That speed and propulsion. that may be the place for you to propel yourself off to. Oop, with the Page of Swords popping out. So, with that being said, you're never alone, my beautiful Kunzite crew. You are here, you are loved, and you are part of a family. So, Spirit, for my beautiful Kunzite crew, what is their assignment? Can you help us understand what is the assignment for my beautiful Kunzite crew in this stage where they are? What is their assignment? Ooh, Judgment. Beautiful Judgment card. The Knight of Wands. Sorry, my nose is itching, and so I must scratch it. It's not even my nose, actually. It's my upper lip. If that means something, please let me know. Do we shuffle again or go right off the top, Spirit? Shuffle. Judgment, Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. Whoa! Six of Swords. What else, Spirit? What else? The Hermit. Wow. Death. Oh my goodness, more major arcana all over the place. Five of Swords. Three of Cups. And back of the deck energy is our Two of Wands. Beautiful. Okay, let's take a moment here. When I look at this Six of Swords, I hear this song, sail away, sail away, sail away, which I think is Enya. Now, I have a lot of mixed feelings about that song, mostly because it was featured, I believe, in the film Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in a very nerve-wracking, let's just say disturbing, let's just own it, disturbing scene. So it's like you got this calm thing, but at the same time, chaos. And I think that's totally relevant to the energy that I'm feeling here. So let's take a look at it, my beautiful Kunzite crew. Let me put you in my hand and hold you as we look at this. And once again, we got some major arcana all clustered into a corner here with the Hermit and Judgment right next to one another. This is about deciding who you are. So let's bust this bad boy back out, because I think I want to refer to these. Can I just squeeze them in here? Yeah. Okay, cool. What about the Golden Teacher? Hold on. Hold on. Just kind of slurp that in there. Yeah. Okay. Look at all the mushrooms. Ah, makes me very excited. In deciding that you are the one, my beautiful Kunzite crew, Spirit is saying, we also have the Two of Wands, which is a similar thought. But here's the thing. I can feel that there is one of the things you're synthesizing and getting together right now, my beautiful Kunzite crew, is your organization. So I can feel in the way that I want to deliver this message, it's this breathless, frenzied approach, which I love, but it's not going to do justice to your new energy. What Spirit wants me to do is slow down and breathe and communicate that same thing to you. So slow down and breathe. Breath work may already be part of your assignment here. Okay. You get to define yourself in this new stage of your life, my beautiful Kunzite crew. Think of this as in a video game, when your character gets rebooted all the way back to the beginning. This may not be all video games, but just go with me here, baby. Imagine that your character got reset back to the beginning. Let's say it's Jedi Academy, if you're familiar with that game at all. If not, let that one fly. You get to recreate your avatar, let's say. You get to choose a new character, new image, new look. Everything's new. And Spirit is saying, as the one, and with this phoenix rising and this building of the web, your identity and your image are going to be a beautiful part of your reinvention. And a reinvention is critical for where you are right now, my beautiful Kunzite crew. Your assignment, in fact, is to reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself in every way that you know how. This means not doing anything compulsively, but it means deciding, taking time to think about who you want to be. That is the back of the deck energy with the Two of Wands. We are deciding, we are looking forward into the future, and we are saying, okay, Kunzite crew, you are the one. You are the main character in your own life. You've just had an enormous reminder of that through this ego death, through this shift, through this change you've been through, harrowing, although it may have been. You survived it, you conquered, you've learned the lesson that Spirit was hoping you'd learn, and then some. You are on your game, my beautiful Kunzite crew. You are right where you're meant to be. This is a gift. Your assignment is not an assignment like, uh-oh, gotta do this in order to get ahead. This is Spirit saying, no, you have earned a reward. This is the reward. You get to reinvent yourself, darling. So who do you want to be? And it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But this is your judgment call, and it's something that only you can decide. Interestingly, the Hermit energy was present in my Stilbite crew as well. But your advice is almost a 180-degree opposition to the advice of Stilbite. So if you came from there, this is fascinating. I'd love to know more. But coming back to you, my beautiful Kunzite crew, I say that only because Stilbite is our friend. We love them so much. Shout out to Stilbite, whose awesome energy prevails and is here cheering us all on. Thank you, Stilbite crew. Back to you, Kunzite. You can make this decision only on your own. It is your judgment call. Who do you want to be? It is time to reinvent yourself. So the question becomes, is that going to be a matter of changing your clothing, changing your hair, changing where you live, or /and is it going to be a matter of changing your behaviors, changing your routines, changing how you communicate and your approach and who you hang out with and how you do it? We just read this entire spread just like that, but let's go through it bit by bit so that we sop up all the juice with our garlic bread. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. But if you're eating Italian, delicious. With our Knight of Wands and our Death card, we have you desiring to become a phoenix here, and you are in the process of doing it. What Spirit wants to let you know, and what I think you just really, really learned really hard, really recently, is that that is going to not always be so showy. It's not always about showing other people who you are. Knight of Wands, super flashy gorilla. Like, this is so funny because that could be a golden teacher mushroom. This reminds me of the stoned ape theory, which is that, and Joe Rogan talks about it a lot, Duncan Trussell talks about it a lot, Terrence McKenna. If any of these names ring a bell, you're definitely in the right place, my beautiful Kunzite crew. But the stoned ape theory is that apes ate magic mushrooms, and then their cortex evolved, many parts of their brains evolved to bring them more into a human-like state. Anyway, it's funny because you have the golden teacher magic mushroom here. There's a big theme of your mind changing, your brain changing. This ego death has shaken you to the core. Maybe you even had a psychedelic experience. You might have tried ayahuasca. You might have done a little DMT. You may have had some magic mushrooms, or you just, again, life just did that thing life does where it really shakes the shit out of you and makes you question your entire existence. And you survived that, and I am so proud of you for that. You're badass. Yeah, you may have very well survived death. Anyway, message here, though, is we're changing our flashy approach. With the Knight of Wands, it's all about flash and rushing in and, like, showing people, doing all the things. It's very, oh my goodness, there's a word for this. Exhibitionistic. Whew, what a word. Okay, it is a very exhibitionistic energy, though. And we are letting that go. So while you, my beautiful Kunzite crew, in the past were doing this thing where you were really maybe even subtly. I don't think you were trying super hard to do this. I don't know that it was your intention, but you were wanting to show people who you were. And Spirit is saying that's wonderful. But now we're going to take you out of this thing where you're showing people who you are, and you're just going to be who you are. And we're going to let that speak for itself. And that's really what being the one is. You're going to be so obsessed with yourself, and this is part of your assignment, my beautiful Kunzite crew. You're going to be so obsessed with your mission and your purpose and what you're doing and who you are that you're not really going to be caring about other people for a while. In fact, this hermit mode is more about just deciding, in addition to just deciding who you are and making your judgment calls about who that is now, it's also about retreating into your own space and treating yourself as the main character in your own life. Treating and retreating. That's interesting. Treating and retreating. So there's something here for sure about self-care. There's something here for sure about cycles and habits. So consider setting up new self-care cycles, new disciplines throughout your day that are solitary, that focus on yourself. And if you're like, I'm already a solitary creature, hold on, my beautiful Kunzite crew. We're gonna talk more about people in a moment and their role in your life right now. But with the Knight of Wands and the death of this flashy, showy, show-offery, again, not to say that you were any of that, but we're really letting go. Your assignment right now is to really let go of how other people perceive you and reinvent yourself for yourself. Now, for some people, this is a given. They have an understanding of this concept innately. But for others, it really is like a mind... a mind twist. They're like, wait a second, I can just be myself for myself and do whatever I want for myself? Yes, my beautiful Kunzite crew, yes. If you want to go get a tattoo, you can do that. If you want to change your hair, you can do that. If you want to move, you can do that. If you want to not go out with someone, you can say no. If you want to hang out with someone, you can call them and invite them. If you need to meet a need, you can get that need met. If you want to get out of a situation you don't like, you can take yourself out of it. And it doesn't have to be with any flashy kind of energy. It doesn't have to be vindictive. It doesn't have to be with the intention of punishing anyone. In fact, we are pushing everybody else out of this picture except for you, my beautiful Kunzite crew, because you are the one. And right now, this story is all about you and nobody else. And Spirit is asking you to act and live like you are the only person on this planet. But let me do a little clarification there. So let's move over to our third row with the Queen of Wands clarified by the Five of Swords. The Queen of Wands is a charismatic badass. And in this Queen of Wands, I get heavy witchy energy with the broomstick and the black cat. It's almost giving high priestess. This instruction, this is part of your assignment, is what we just discussed. It's called stay in your lane energy and let what you want come to you. With the Knight of Wands pivoting up against this Five of Swords here, I can see that previously you were in a state where you really put your foot down about kind of trying to make things happen or force things. Spirit also says it's because you had knowledge that things were coming. This goes back into the disappointments category that we talked about earlier in the heartbreak. Maybe you thought something was really going to happen, so you were kind of trying to push for that thing, a manifestation of potentially a relationship, a job, a move maybe, an interaction, a money windfall. Whatever it was like you were naming it and claiming it and it was already yours and you really built an entire mental reality around that. And then when it came crashing down, it was a rough time. And my beautiful Kunzite crew, please don't feel bad for that. This is part of our evolution and we all do this. I've done it. Everyone who's listening to this crew right now has done it. We're all in this together. It's part of life. It's part of discovering magic. It is actually totally a milestone that you've hit, which has just boosted your rank in the game so high. Like you've actually just done an amazing thing by surviving this part of your journey. It is glorious. So please actually give yourself a pat on the back for this. Your new instruction is called Stay in Your Lane 101 energy. And that is being this magnetic, attractive Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands allows everything to come to her. So funny. I just saw a friend of mine over the weekend who had lost his phone. He sat on the floor and was like, I lost my phone, guys, last night. I don't know where I lost it or what happened to it, but it's gone. And my other friend was like, why aren't you panicking? Like, what's going on? What, like, you should be freaking out. And he was like, it's not going to help if I stress out over anything. Like, we'll figure it out. We'll just sit here and we'll figure it out. And sure enough, as the next couple of hours passed, we asked for help from a few different people. We put our clues together and we found that phone. Someone else went up, found it, grabbed it, and walked it over to him sitting on the floor. Yeah, that person was me. And what I learned in that moment was, my goodness, excuse me, we can just sit on the floor and let things come to us instead of having to force the hell out of them. It was really a gorgeous thing to witness because it was watching pure magnetic Queen of Wands, attractive energy in action. This Queen of Wands is not moving. She's like, look at my knee and ankle. Aren't they sexy? I'm going to sit right here. Of course, if she's not trying to attract anyone sexually, she's like, aren't I great? I'm alive. I'm phenomenal. I'm going to sit right here and let everything happen, let myself percolate and develop, and allow what's meant for me to come to me. Because something that you need to hear right now, my beautiful Kunzite crew, is that what is meant for you is actually going to walk up to you and hand itself to you, like that cell phone, or just anything that you're desiring. You have been through the stage of trying to force it. We can see that here with the Five of Wands. That had its turbulent and painful time. Now you're in the stage, your assignment is to become the person you want to be on your onesies, by your onesies in your own time, alone. A lot of solitary stuff here. If you're an artist, you're going to be arting. If you go to work, you're going to be going to work. If you have any creative things, like a writer, singer, dancer, but it doesn't even have to be that. If you're a surfer, if you are a movie watcher, if you're a poet, whatever it is that you do solitary, boom, that is you right now. Whatever self-growth you can add to this, because remember, you're deciding who you want to be, so you may be changing things as well. You might be like, okay, I am starting also an exercise regimen. I am also changing my diet. I am also now going to be meditating an hour a day. Whatever it is, you weave that in there. This is all about reinvention, and reinvention on a solo level for no one else's benefit but your own. So once again, imagine everyone else drops off the face of the earth and it's just you. That is your job, to be rebuilding in that way. And the rewards will be great. Sometimes people need the advice in our spiritual community to get off their ass and do something with their bleeping life. That is not the advice for you today, my beautiful Kunzite crew. Your advice is to get on your ass and do things for yourself. Yes, you are doing something with your life by virtue of loving yourself, choosing yourself, building yourself up, nourishing yourself, and then working on those projects that you have. With the spider energy here, I know that you're building something. I know that you have something. It's either a small business or it's an artistic endeavor, creative. With the Queen of Wands, I also know it's very highly likely a creative thing. It could be musical. This reminds me of a guitar. Or hell, maybe you're figuring out how to ride a broomstick. Please hit me back when you get it, because I can't get mine more than 6 inches up off the ground. But you get the picture. With the Five of Wands energy, right cat corner to the Six of Wands, and I'm sorry, I said wands, but I meant swords. Five of Swords with the Six of Swords, we are leaving behind this need to do, this need to make happen, this need to I'm hearing shove it in people's faces. Whatever that is, your desires, your needs, your anything, your truth, whatever, anything that it was, ain't there anymore. We are leaving that behind. And in our final and fourth row, my beautiful Kunzite crew, here's the rub. And I'm going to set you down over here because I'm getting you sweaty with my hand. The rub is as follows. It kind of is a mirror to our hermit mode, because we've got a hermit who is someone who spends a lot of time alone. And it is our Three of Cups, which is all about friendship and camaraderie and folks and parties and good times and a little bit of bubbly. There is everything right about a celebration, my beautiful Kunzite crew. Do not deny yourself the ability to celebrate. Your job now is to develop, however, a sort of air of mystery. And the air of mystery is not to make people ask what's going on with you. Once again, we're imagining that no one else on earth exists, that no one's asking anything, that you're not doing anything for anybody else. Your air of mystery is for you, and mystery may or may not be the way that it's perceived, but what it is in reality is a deep peace. With this, the one energy, my beautiful Kunzite crew, you're leaving behind the need to prove anything to anyone. You're leaving behind the need to make anything happen. What that leaves instead is this very attractive Queen of Wands energy here, kitty corner, to this Three of Cups. Your new persona will speak for itself. Your new energy will speak for itself. Oh, and here we go, full circle mom. Because earlier we were talking about how you used to be a talker. That came up when we were looking at your energy check. But after what you've been through lately, which has been traumatic and difficult, you're just done with talking. And Spirit is saying, perfect. You understand the assignment. It's not about talking it anymore. It's about walking it. It's not about flashing it. It's about being about it. And that energy is going to speak for itself effortlessly. So you don't have to go into hermit mode to the degree that you cancel all your plans, that you never see anybody again, although I can feel that you are doing some rebuilding within yourself right now. You are still going to go out. You're still going to celebrate. You're going to still be with the ones you love, but you're going to do it in a peaceful way. You're going to let your energy speak for itself, and you're just going to be about it. And what that's going to bring to you, my beautiful Kunzite crew, is this magnetic, powerful, attractive energy that just closes all the missing gaps, fills in all the missing pieces effortlessly, and facilitates this beautiful rebirth that you are in the midst of right now. Your energy henceforth, as of this assignment, is to focus on your projects, focus on you, focus on your healing, and in a fun way. Like when I say focus on your healing, yes, do your shadow work. And if you want to do therapy, if it's physical healing, if you need to do occupational therapy or whatever it may be, some kind of physical rehabilitation, do it. But also have fun with it, because you're through the darkest moments. You're coming out on the other side. The light is out. You have seen the light. At this point of your assignment, it's to have joyful fun with this process. If you decide to buzz cut your hair, bleach it, and then dye it all the colors of the rainbow, which is amazing, by the way, do it for you if that's what you want. Like, have fun with it. If you decide to change nothing about your physical appearance and instead just change your habits, your discipline, your energy, start waking up at a different time, start meditating first thing in the morning. I am a meditation teacher, so I will always obligatorily throw that in there. Meditating first thing in the morning. If you want to pick up the morning pages routine, which is, oh my goodness, Julia, what is her last name? I don't know. But this amazing writer recommends a ritual called morning pages, which is just journaling 3 or more pages of total mind mash first thing in the morning. Whatever it is, you pick it, you stick with it, you discipline yourself into it, and you just are in the act of becoming. And it's going to flow through effortlessly, my beautiful Kunzite crew. You are exactly where you need to be. No mistakes have been made, no foibles, no flaws. You haven't made a big boo-boo. This was always part of the plan. Oh my goodness. And it is so okay to cry. It is so okay to cry. If that brings huge emotional release, let it flow, baby. This was always part of the plan. And you did so good, and you're doing so good. And Spirit is so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Our community is so proud of you. You're a badass. You're a BAMF. Google that if you are okay with profanity. I'm going to sit you right over here, and we're going to get your final advice from the beautiful Rebecca Campbell. And as we shuffle Rebecca, I'm going to remind you of how wonderfully worthy of love you are. How proud I am of you. How glad I am to have you in the community. Whether you're first time or old hand, you're a beloved, beloved part of this moment. And I'm seeing and knowing and feeling the good things that are really right here for you, about to emerge as you emerge. So think of that as you fulfill your assignment. As you emerge, the blessings will emerge as well. Spirit advice for my beautiful Kunzite crew, who is so worthy of love above all else. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Answer the call. Oh, what is your soul calling you to do? And don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So a perfect reiteration of all that we've said. With the Priestess, this is again giving that Queen of Wands energy. Step up and lead yourself, my beautiful Kunzite crew. You are leading in your project. Your project may involve other people. Perfect. Lead other people. If you're a manager, if you're a boss, if you're working your own business, if you're doing something like this and you have a community, lead them. Lead them. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? This ego death, my beautiful Kunzite crew, was one of those where you thought you were being called by your soul, but it was a mixture of things. It was your soul at the time, genuinely, yes. But the outcome wasn't what you thought it was going to be, and that creates disappointment and pain. So you may be feeling a little shaken up right now. You may be like, can I trust that again? You absolutely can. Follow what your soul is calling you to do, whether that's your project, and however your soul is calling you to reinvent yourself. Just ensure that your focus is on you as the main character of your life. If your focus gets pulled into including or involving any other specific person into that or specific thing, look at it twice and then return to your soul's call as it pertains to you and only you. Because Spirit is calling you at this moment to step into your greatness, like you are one of the greats and your name is meant to be remembered. So what is that thing that you're going to be remembered for? And finally, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Feel free to get a little insane, my beautiful Kunzite crew. I saw a fantastic movie over the weekend called Naiad, featuring Annette Bening and Jodie Foster. It is presently available on Netflix. Highly recommend it. Enjoyed it thoroughly, based on a true story of Diana Naiad. You may be familiar with the story. I was following it even in 2013. Ooh, sorry about that, beautiful soul. We had a quick little blip and my camera spontaneously stopped recording, which is the first time that's ever happened in one of my YouTube readings. So, whoa. But I backed up to where I was. Fortunately, we didn't miss too much. I was talking about Diana Naiad, swimmer. First person to swim from Cuba to the Florida Keys, I believe. And in that film, which I believe I was just recommending, it's an incredible story of a person who gets so crazy about her dreams, so in a way, almost unhinged, that people on her team are like, what's going on? Like, why is she so obsessed with this? What does this mean to her? But ultimately, she achieves that dream, and the entire team is given life and excitement because of it, as a result of that. Her genius takes and leads the entire group that she's working with to the next level. It uplifts them all. So don't dim to fit in, whether you're changing your appearance or you're changing your schedule, you're changing your disciplines, you're changing whatever you're doing in this process of reinvention. Don't worry about what other people are perceiving or what they're going to think of you. Let your genius flow, because the message that keeps coming through here, my beautiful Kunzite crew, is that you are a name that is meant to be remembered. You have this incredible greatness within you. You've been through something traumatic. You've been through something that was rough, that had disappointment, that left you feeling like, wow, I really am the only one in my in my life. I am, and that can be incredibly lonely, but Spirit is saying, no, now it's time to make you the main character and decide, what are you going to be remembered for? What is your soul calling you to do? Where do you want to lead? What projects do you want to take ownership of? How do you want to be known? Not for the way you come across or the way you seem, but for the way you cultivate and craft your soul. That is the question that Spirit wants you to look at. That is your assignment in this moment of reinvention. So my beautiful Kunzite crew, that is where we're leaving it today. I am giving you all the love I've got and then some. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Come back and visit me very soon. And until we meet again, beautiful soul, bye for now. Hello, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, and welcome to your reading on what is your assignment. Spirit wants to clarify your assignment. Well, I guess you'll be standing for this. Your assignment, you'll be standing out, that's for sure. Look at this card. You'll be clarifying your assignment, getting some insights on what energy to align with, and hopefully inspiring the heck out of you, the ever-living heck, because I've just completed our Stilbite Crew, our Kunzite Crew, and they were vastly different, but both wildly inspiring in their own way and just such a gift to be a part of. So I'm going to go ahead and slide your world card equivalent, which is the completion card in the Osho Zen Tarot, back into the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and I'm going to set beautiful you over to the side. But before I do that, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, has anyone told you how worthy of love you are today? How you shine, how you glimmer, how you glow? And it's not just you're shining and glimmering and glowing, although if you use highlighter, it looks fierce. It's about your soul. It's about your clarity. It's about the way you use your mental energy. So many things about you provide peace to others, and Spirit just wants to say thank you so much for that. Thank you for being wonderful you. Thank you for being crystal clear and for being understanding and holding space for both the light and the shadow. You are a gift to us, and you deserve so much more love, never less. So with that, I'm setting you right over to the side. Boop, hopefully you're still in frame there. Yes, perfect. Yeah, mental faculties, mental energy, very strong in this crew, and I love it. I'm going to fetch, if I can see where I put them. Oh, yes. Your pre-shuffled oracle cards, your energy check. And here's the thing. Everyone got a different amount of cards. Not only that, but everyone got a different oracle deck from a different oracle deck from a different deck. A different oracle card from a different deck. None of which I have seen yet. So we're going to flip them all over, and here's the way that I've designed this energy check. What I've asked Spirit to describe is something that you, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, have been wanting. So the way you're going to know if this is the crew for you is if when I describe the energy check, you go, yes, either that's just what happened to me, or that's what I've been desiring. That's what I've been reaching toward. That's the thing that I want. Body, mind, spirit, all parts of me holistically, it has to be a match. It has to align. So if you feel that alignment, perfect. Now, I will tell you what I told my Stilbite and Kunzite crew as well, which is if it doesn't feel like a perfect match, for example, you're saying you want a vacation to Tibet, just for instance. If the cards don't say you've been wanting a vacation, then don't be so quick to jump out, to leap out. What might be happening is that the cards describe in the energy check the underlying energy of what the thing you desire offers to you. So maybe vacation offers to you stimulation for your mind and excitement. And maybe that is what the cards describe. So think of it a little bit more broadly and allow your heart to tune in, to feel into it, and to see, to just let your your energetic radar reverberate with my description and see if it touches you in the good place. And if it does, you know you are where you're meant to be. So without any further ado, let's get into it. I haven't seen these yet. Self-love. I love it. And that's a wisdom category. Ooh, the threshold. Let me scoot. The bardo. Whoa. And kairos. Wow. And the frog. This is reminiscent of an energy that I was just recently experiencing in my Patreon, which is linked down below for those interested. This is the energy of tears and change, mourning, tears, and change. So what you are ready for, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, is change. You're ready to stop. I'm thinking the word is wallowing, but that's not what you're doing. Drowning, more appropriately. In pain, in grief. There's a heavy energy of grief here and some self-blame. With the threshold, it feels like we've been on the verge of stepping into something new, but kind of lingering in this place. It's because we've had one foot in and one foot out of the bardo, which is this dark place where we experience grief, we think about death, we think about mortality, we think about those we love and those who are gone and those who have lost us. And those we've lost, in both directions, people we don't talk to anymore and people we can't talk to anymore. In the bardo, we also deal with our shadow work. So we look at our demons. We look at things that we don't necessarily always want to see. It can be a painful place to be. And with self-love here as a desire, I can see that there's something that you've been wanting, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, and that's to forgive yourself and to move forward and to get through this grief. With kairos and time as a factor, it's like kairos explores this idea of being the observer and seeing things unfold. And I do get this essence of hanged man energy here, which is like you've been placed in a spot which is painful for some time, and now you're just looking for this renewal with the frog energy and the water falling down on the frog. The frog is an aquatic animal. It will stay on the leaf. It can go under the water. It starts its life completely immersed in water, and interestingly, gets further from the water with age. As a tadpole, it's fully immersed, but as an adult, it can hop around, it can put itself on land, it has a lot more autonomy. I think you're ready for this pain to be over, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, ready to love yourself, ready to find a reason to love yourself, ready to see the best in yourself and have the answers as to why. Something I see, hear, and feel intuitively is this question: why did this happen? What is the meaning of this? Or why is this happening now? What is the meaning of this? With grief as a huge theme here, and with the bardo as your central card, split between the throat chakra and the sacral chakra with this orange. Right in the middle of that, we have the heart, and we have the heart in both the water element and our green frog. There's been this rude heart awakening, where I think it was Rumi who said something about the cracks in the heart being the way that the light gets in. And although we understand that theoretically, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, you have been put in a position where you're understanding it in your life. You're understanding it as circumstances unfold that challenge you, that test your patience, that test your mettle, that you didn't necessarily ask for. They're just happening. And it's like life is cracking you open. But the good news is we're going to get your assignment today. We're going to understand more of the answers, and nothing lasts forever. The only constant in life is change, which means that sometimes good times turn into hard times, but sometimes hard times turn into good times. And it's just a matter of riding that wave. That's something that the Kairos card actually explores, is looking at where you are on the timeline, seeing yourself in that, and understanding that in divine timing, there's a reason for these ebbs and flows. With the frog and the water card, the frog is a freshwater creature, mostly native to lakes. I'm not sure that there's such a thing as an ocean frog, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I know them primarily as freshwater creatures. Interestingly, salt water and the ocean are what I associate most with grief and tears. The frog is more on the edge of things. It's in that fresh water. It's more about cleansing, renewal. So you're already very much at the end of this grief cycle. Your tears have gone from salty to fresh, if that makes sense. For some reason I'm hearing funny, fresh. But your tears have gone from salty to fresh. It's now more about cleansing the grief off of yourself and seeing where we go from here. And then developing that self-love and taking the whys or moving forward in the absence of whys. Sometimes we don't get the why answer right away, but the why will come when it's meant to come. First, we just have to move through the threshold into our next step. So if this sounds like you, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, then you're in exactly the right place. I'm kissing your tender heart with your consent only and placing you down over here so that we can bust out the tarot and get your assignment from the divine as well as your advice. So let's pop these. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's attempt to pop these over here. And before I put this crystal away, every photo on this crystal is different. If you'd like to screenshot this beautiful crystal, this is actually what the frozen water crystals looked like in the jar where the scientist who conducted this experiment placed the label for self-love. This is what self-love looks like in water. And interestingly, it's no accident that water was the theme of your energy check. There's so much water moving with you, so many emotions moving. It's a time of shifts. It's a time of healing. It's a time for grace with yourself, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. So let's get some insights from the Osho Zen Tarot. And as we shuffle, we'll talk a little bit to you, chitty chat, and let you know that if you're looking for more personalized support, there is a Patreon. We have a Patreon crew, very small, very intimate. It's $11 a month, but we have one-on-one shout outs. We have some personalized content. It's a smaller community, but that enables us to be even more tightly knit. So if that's something you're looking for at this time, then that is there for you. Additionally, our community right here on YouTube is so loving and so tender, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. We have people who go through the cruise, watch and listen just so that they can support everyone, so they can support one another. They comment down below, they support your story, they support your asks if you're looking for prayer or just energetic upliftment. It's all here. So please feel free to comment down below and share what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and let us love on you because you are so very worthy of it. Above all else, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, above all else, more love, never less. So Spirit, what is the assignment for my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew today? What is the assignment? Please show us. What is the assignment for my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew today? Ooh, interesting. I wanted to put that face down first, but we're going face up first today. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Consciousness card, which is beyond. Oh, wait. Consciousness card. I'm going to double check that. I thought it was beyond their major arcana, but I don't think it is. We have the Four of Wands with participation. We have the Seven of Pentacles, traditionally speaking, with patience. The Five of Wands, totality. We have healing. This is a court card. We'll look at what that is. We have the 8 of Wands with traveling. And we have maturity. That may be a court card in the Pentacles. We'll find out. For our bottom of the deck energy, oh my goodness, we have transformation. So let me get some details because I am realizing right now that I am rusty with my beautiful Osho Zen Tarot and I have forgotten some major pieces here. I'm back. Let's reintroduce all of this so that it makes perfect sense for my mind, because I think your sharp mind is rubbing off on my mind and now I want logical, intellectual answers, which I love. So thank you for that. That's an area where I'm always seeking to increase my balance. So we have our 6 of Cups, we have our Ace of Swords, we have our 4 of Wands, and our 7 of Pentacles, followed by Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, King of Cups, 5 of Wands, and the Death card right here on the left. So what a powerful spread. I understand it now intellectually, but just to look at it and to feel it energetically as a spirit is mighty powerful. We're going to take it the way I've been taking each of these spreads thus far, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. But right off the bat, the first message that's coming through is that your assignment is to allow this time of transformation. And I can hear you saying, well, isn't that nice? Or another way of saying that, how trite. Like, yeah, I'll allow this time of transformation. But it's more than that, of course. We're going to get more details on your assignment. But the idea is, big idea, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, is that we're not resisting anything. We're not resisting anything here. We are allowing. There is this feeling in every part of this. We have our top of the spread in there, and then our clarifying cards that add context to the story. But there's this feeling that you've been in a situation before where, or in a persona, more appropriately, before, where you felt like you had to be the maker and the supporter. It's like, I get this sense, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, that you're the person everyone relies on. You're the rock. You're the solid person. You are the one who's shiny, who stands out because you've got it together. You're making things happen. You have a life, I think, that people are very impressed by. Whether it's the car that you drive, the home where you live, they're just elements of you that are impressive. I don't think that people around you have an idea of the kind of grief that you deal with, have dealt with, and are coming out of now. And I don't know if people around you have a sense of how much you need emotional support. So your assignment right off of the bat is very simply put, and we could literally end this all right here if you just wanted to walk away with this, is to ask for help. Well, it was a wonderful reading. No, I'm just kidding. We're not done. We're just getting started. But what Spirit wants from you, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, is to not have to carry all this weight by yourself. And you're so good at doing that because you're so generous and you're such a giver and you're kind and you want to support other people. And if you sense that someone needs help, you'll be quick to give it. I can see you have your boundaries, but these boundaries are more like walls, if we're being completely honest. And the thing is, you're crystal clear, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. You weren't meant to have walls. People see you and they sense your genuine nature, and they feel so at ease with you and feel so comfortable with you that they will let you in on their secrets and they'll share things with you, and you'll even let them in because you're crystal clear. But when they start to get close, they're going to run up into something, and they're going to run up into those walls. If you're looking for a reason why, for this thing that's happened to you, for this reason for your grief, if you're looking for a reason for the tears, the answer is because of the walls. Spirit is asking that you bring the walls down, break the walls down. Otherwise, the walls are going to come down, like the walls of Jericho, I'm hearing, through a flood. And I know I just totally put two biblical tales that I don't think are related to one another together. But you know what? In the little reader's house, that's what we do. We do weird things. So Walls of Jericho, Flood of Noah just turned into a single episode special. And you know it better than anyone else, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, because you're dealing with it. The walls are being forced to come down. I'm going to set you right over here, you beautiful, beautiful soul, because of the pain. So let's go through this piece by piece. Starting with the dream, which is my beautiful Six of Cups, a card that I often look at as a soulmate card in the Zen Osho Tarot. They don't pull any punches with this. They are smacking this person dreaming of their soulmate right onto the card for us. In other cards, you can get like this nostalgic looking thing or like kittens and kids, but they're like soulmates right there. Underneath that, we have the Five of Wands with totality. Now, interestingly, these renditions are really different than traditional renditions, and that's purposeful. It makes perfect sense in the context of your energy, which is why we are here. You dream of closeness, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. But in order to get that, your assignment has to be trusting other people. Trusting other people is the key. They make a big deal in this card out of saying in the description in the book that an acrobat can't acrobat without complete and utter trust in the others of their group. If someone flinches or like decides to yawn and pulls their hand away, the little flying acrobat's going to be little splat acrobat real quick. Spirit is asking you to trust other people and give them the benefit of the doubt, even if they've disappointed you before. It is time to ask people for what you need and trust that they're going to give it to you. This begins with self-trust, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. You can't trust other people until you trust yourself, because the very first fundamental of asking people for something is believing that you are choosing the right person to ask, believing that you know how to express your needs in the correct way. That requires self-trust. So if we look back over here at your energy check, voila, self-love was here. A big part of self-love is self-trust. I'm going to place a link down in the comments just for you, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, to the Breath of Life meditation. That is a video featured by Spirit Science right here on YouTube. And in that video, it is a mantra that I use every day for myself, multiple times a day. And it goes like this: I love myself, I trust myself, I honor myself, I value myself. In that meditation, the more frequently you do it, the more you're going to build your self-trust muscle, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. And that's exactly what you need, because you dream of closeness, you dream of soulmate, you dream of this relationship where you can tell people things and ask for things, and they're interested and engaged and they want to help you and do those things for you and be there for you and with you. But it requires trust, and it requires that you trust yourself enough to know how to ask. So that's the first part of your assignment. The second part of that is very related with the King of Cups here. That's our ultimate emotionally intelligent being in our court of tarot. We have the Ace of Swords, which would be communication. Now, because we're using this deck, it's a focus on consciousness. We already know that your energy is very mind-focused, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. We knew it the moment we started your reading. You can just feel it. It's palpable. You're an intellectual. You're logical. You're pragmatic. You like to think. You like emotions? Poof, for suckers. Until, of course, Noah's flood hits Walls of Jericho, and the next thing you know, we're crying, we're healing, we're wondering what went wrong, we're having a midlife crisis, we're having an existential crisis, we're grieving losses. Then we start to realize, oh, emotional intelligence. Got it. That's why that's there. So your assignment is to develop your consciousness and start sharing your mental space with emotional space. It's time for emotional healing, my beloved Tibetan Quartz crew. It is time to begin making a space in your head, not just for logical pragmatism and not just for A to Z, means to an end, strategization. You could be in academia. My goodness, I see that for you. If you're not, that's the place where you may thrive. You've just got this brilliant mind, and it's time to mind your heart. So Spirit is asking you to, in this assignment, use your mental energy, not just to think, but to feel. And believe it or not, you are totally capable of doing that with mental energy. There are many meditations that can assist you with this. I refer again to the Breath of Life in the comments section down below, or not comments, description. I put it there just for you. But you simply have to place your mind in your chest. Ain't that a thing? Because we, as humans, spend so much of our time, and I'm totally quoting someone else right now, although I can't remember who, living in our heads. We're like heads on legs. And then I believe the person said, and we're a little bit off to the left, meaning in our brains, we really focus on that logical side. Many of us do. So if you take your attention and actually move it down to your heart area, to this heart chakra, and start feeling yourself breathing, start thinking in your mind, what does it feel like right now in my chest? Is it tight? Is it loose? Even by feeling physical qualities, you will begin to train your mind to feel emotional qualities. But it really does begin with focusing your mental energy onto that space and focusing your mental energy on becoming a more feeling being. You've got the thinking down brilliantly. Your assignment from Spirit now is to incorporate the feeling. And it's not like you don't have feelings. Spirit is not saying, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, that you don't have feelings. In fact, right now, of the 3 crews that we've looked at, the 2 that have preceded you, you have more feelings than anybody so far. You've got a brilliant mind, absolutely, but you have so many feelings. You're capable of feeling them. They're there. They just need a mechanism through which they can be processed. And so, thusly, Spirit is saying, develop the mechanism within yourself. That is your assignment. You will thrive greatly through this. You will begin is not even. You've already begun. You will appreciate so much more human interactions. You will have so much more enriching emotional intimacy. Life will be richer. Flavors of foods will taste better. Things take on a different color when emotions are involved, quite literally. Your perception shifts. Everything changes. It's a real treat, and it's waiting for you as you focus on developing it. The next part here with the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, we have participation and we have traveling. So typically 8 of Wands is a very fast-paced energy. The way it's depicted here, though, is no sign of speed. In fact, it's like this very long winding road that you can barely see at a very high mountain range covered by clouds, almost obscured. So it's quite the opposite of the traditional rendition. We also have participation, which I love that for the description of 4 of Wands. It's usually thought of as celebration, but participation is perfect in the context of your energy, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. Spirit wants you to take the long way, put in the effort to develop this emotional intimacy with people in groups. This means if you're having conversations with someone, and once again, I hear that you have this life that people admire. If the conversation starts to sway, I'm hearing, or move into a topic that's less superficial, Spirit asks you to drive that forward. Let me give you an example. Suppose you're talking about the latest and greatest Porsche Cayenne. I believe they're releasing an electric version of this car soon. And everyone at the table is like, ah, yes, I cannot wait to get this Porsche Cayenne. It's going to be great. Yes, it is like $30,000 above what I was thinking, but I'm going to do it because it's fantastic. And everyone's like, yo, this is great. They're talking about the car. And it's, you know, at this table, people have money and it's exciting because money is exciting. And they want to talk about their new toy. But then someone says, I don't know if I want to do like electric or if I want to stick with the internal combustion engine. And someone else, probably you, says, why is that? And the person who spoke says, well, I don't know, there's just something kind of nostalgic about the internal combustion, and you know, it's a little cheaper, and I think I just want to stick with that. At this moment, there comes a crossroads. At the table, it is totally possible to say, well, it's definitely cheaper. Anyway, let's talk about your new house, and then go right back to the superficial chatter. Spirit is asking you, if you ever find yourself in this dynamic, to say, hold on, more nostalgic? Tell me more about that. What does that mean? Like, what do you mean nostalgic? You got memories? Like, is it because you've always been in an internal combustion engine? You got good memories in cars? Like, what's going on? And you're taking a little turn away from this superficial based conversation to get to the heart of the matter real quick. And that was one interesting example that just came out of the heavens, but it's kind of nailing what Spirit wants you to do here in a very real way, which is start to take leadership and ownership of being the driver of these emotional activations. See, with these cards, and I always love to think of these corners as connecting lines, through lines. Your participation, you have strong leadership energy, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. So when you are speaking, you are very capable of driving the conversation. If you set it up and you start leading in the direction of emotion-based thinking, can you wrap your head around that? See, you don't have to be feeling all the feels, but you can be doing emotion-based thinking. That's the first step here. You are not only going to inspire others, but you are going to drive your own energy, your own emotional intelligence up. It challenges you in a wonderful way. It challenges others. It exhibits leadership, and it puts you back in, interestingly, the driver's seat. And there's something about driving in cars here for sure. What kind of car do you got? It's cool. I like cars. Tell me about it. And then tell me why. Give me the emotional backstory behind why you have the car you have. But whatever it is, you're in the driver's seat, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, of your life. And Spirit wants you to make emotional intimacy your next assignment, all the way down to conversations about cars. That is how far down this rabbit hole we're going. If you're not talking about cars, if you're talking about fish, or you're talking about science, find a way to get it back to the heart of the matter, really, and it doesn't have to be the heart of the facts. Spirit wants you to discover how emotions drive human behavior, because it isn't just about checking things off of lists and acquiring new toys and experiences. As much as we love that, Spirit is saying up the emotional IQ. How do we live? How do I live without you? That just came out of nowhere, but how do you live based on your heart? Because it's there inside of everyone. Spirit would even go so far as to challenge you to take that long and high road with the most intellectual person you know. Find someone who doesn't even have a trace of a heart and start asking them heart-centered questions and find out what happens. You are a heart pioneer now. That's the threshold that you're on. The bardo, this unexplained place, is your heart chakra. This is where you're going, and you're looking at it across all time, because for a long time it wasn't explored. It wasn't delved into, but now you're diving in. There's a singer like Stephen Matthew Curtis, or what's his name? Stephen Curtis Chapman? Yes, Stephen Curtis Chapman, who's got a song that goes something like that, like, hold on, I'm diving in. And that's what you're doing. You're diving in. with this patience and maturity card. It's our final cherry on top of this beautiful assignment to develop your emotional intimacy with others and to trust others and to trust yourself and to use your intellect to feel your heart. And here our beautiful figure who is sitting there, probably pregnant. It looks like she is, I don't know, gestating a child. Is that how we say that? Is that the lingo? We've got the moon phases passing overhead. We've got a super fertile body. This card usually depicts someone who's like really angsty about being patient. They have like this droopy face on and they're watching plants grow and they're like, bah, humbug. But this individual is all about it because she understands that this process doesn't happen the way thoughts happen. She understands that the mind functions at lightning speed or faster. And the heart, gosh, the heart is like a rock. And that's probably why we are in the Pentacles suit here, which is representative of Earth, our slowest moving energy. The heart is a rock, the heart is steady, and to change it and know it and learn it takes time. And Spirit is asking you to give yourself time with this. You're in this transformative process. You're going through something, you're changing, you're shifting, you're being made new. And that newness will happen quickly. The newness, in fact, has already happened. You're a different person than you were before you started this journey of tears and grief and emotions and change and activating who you are on an emotional level before the midlife crisis. You're a different person than you were there. So you already made new. But Spirit is saying, please be patient with yourself and realize that this maturity, this emotional maturity, which you see with this Ace of Pentacles represented here, takes time to grow. But you've already planted the first seeds. Your harvest will come in the changes of the moons. You don't have to worry about counting them. It is inevitable. Just as eventually the fetus decides like, yo, I'm ready to be born. And then it is. You are going to reap the rewards, the fruits of your labor, the seeds of your harvest, whatever you desire to call it. You're going to see the fruits. Did I already say that? I sure did. You're going to see the fruits of your labor, baby. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's going to come when you're not looking and you don't have to worry about the end game focus. That's it. Spirit says, as a mental genius that you are, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, you're often looking at the end game. Oh, that's probably even what you do for work. I get that heavily here. You're a genius in your role, whatever that may be. At home and professionally. And you're always looking at the end game. Got to get the numbers looking like so. Got to get the outcomes looking like this. Got to get the this and the that. This is not an end game moment. For now, we focus on the process. And in that, we're totally patient with ourselves, realizing that the reward is in the work. I know it's the biggest cliche you've heard all day, but guess what, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew? It is the truth. So your reward is right here in front of you. Spirit promises it. Your assignment is to develop emotional intimacy within yourself by developing self-trust and then beginning to ask people to hear you out, to hear your feelings, to hold space for you, to help you, to lift emotional burdens, to meet emotional needs, to have emotional conversations, to turn the superficial into the deep, the philosophical, talking about childhood and things that would be like, normally thought of as messy or like, ooh, that's all the emotions. Yeah, that's where we're going. That's where we're going. And I have a feeling, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, that you're going to love it because you are so ready to go deeper. You're so ready to uncover the next delicious layer of this cake and just gobble it up, because when you get to the second layer, the cake starts to taste even better. And the mind is only the frosting. So let's dive in, Stephen Curtis Chapman style. I'm going to get some advice while we're here from our beautiful Rebecca Campbell as to takeaways for you. And I'm going to let you know that you are so worthy of love above all else, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. More love, never less. You are a star. And you're doing a phenomenal job. You're seen, you're validated. The spirits are always cheering for you. You're never alone. Spirit advice for my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew. Align your life. Break the chain. And know. Ooh, fascinating. And one more here. One more wants to come out. Look at this. Align your life looks like break the chain. This energy here. So, deep replenishment. Yeah. Okay. Let me make sure that's all in frame here. Okay. So here's the deal. It's a perfect encapsulation, reiteration of what we've said here. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So here, this could mean, where are you not being emotionally fulfilled? Since your entire spread and your entire assignment is looking at your emotional compass, developing it, learning to trust yourself, and then move in the direction of what feels, with this King of Cups, healing. This could mean changing some things. With break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future, right on top of the healing card. Check this out. It's likely that there has been a strong pattern in your life of folks who maybe are related to you, maybe they're parents, grandparents, or mentors or caregivers in some capacity, who didn't know how to trust their own emotional compass. By you learning to heal your own, you are changing future generations, and you're also changing your own life experience. You're rewriting your future. Absolutely. You're changing your own destiny for the better. With no waiting, postponing, pausing, and saying no, landing right on top of our participation and our patience card. This is telling us to use discernment in the people you hang out with and the people you share with. Next to deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Spirit wants you to stray from the superficial and start spending your time and energy deeply with the people who can provide you with this restful interaction, with folks who are willing to listen, with folks who are willing to be patient with you and give. No accident that we see a moon here and a moon here, and we also have these feminine long-haired figures here. There's a deep call for feminine energy, for feminine healing. If you are a divine feminine, then that means going deep into your own cup, filling your cup, nourishing yourself, working with lunar cycles, irrespective of your age and how they affect you. If you're a divine masculine, then it means working with the divine feminines in your life, raising your respect for them massively. This doesn't mean that you don't respect the feminine. Hold on to your water and everything else. I'm not saying that you don't have absolute respect for the feminine at all. I'm saying that there is room to learn even more. There are secrets that are untapped, and if you want to level up yourself and get juicy and rich and delicious in your emotional intimacy life, then you can learn from this feminine energy, from this lunar energy, getting outside, looking at the moon, learning your moon cycles, irrespective of whether you are divine masculine or feminine or identify otherwise. Deep replenishment, go to the safe spaces, particularly those that are feminine focused and feminine centric. And with that, my beautiful Tibetan Quartz crew, I am sending you all the love I've got and then some. You're an absolutely radiant being, and it's been a pleasure reading for you. Please like, comment, subscribe, come back and visit me again soon. And until we meet again, bye for now, beautiful soul. Hello, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, and welcome to your reading on understanding your assignment. I'm so excited to have you here. Look at this gorgeous world card from the Tarot of the Sidhe. Look at your energy. Look at you. Just absolutely radiant. It is such a pleasure to be with you, to have you here. We've traipsed through 3 incredible crews at this point, learning something new at every turn. We had some weird camera fallout in which the camera stopped recording spontaneously. My first time that ever happened. Oh, was it a thrill? It was a thrill only because like 2 minutes were lost. It would have been a lot less of a thrill if we lost more than that. So now I'm vigilant, I'm alert, I'm watching the camera for any signs of malpractice. I don't know why that's coming to me, but any signs of malpractice, I guess. And we're gonna dive in and have the most amazing time. So I'm so glad you're here. Look at you shine. I'm gonna set you right over to the side. But before I do that, I just want to ask if anyone's told you today, how worthy of love are you? I'll answer it for you. So worthy of love above all else, more and never less. Hugs and kisses and affection, just praise and satisfaction and reminders that you matter, reminders that you are seen, you are loved, you are heard, you are noticed, you are appreciated. You're worthy of so much of that, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, because you're doing a phenomenal job. You're a little warrior. That's what I'm hearing. Lil warrior. So now I will plop you right over here, satisfied that I have made that very clear. And I'm going to slip the world card back into the deck because we will be revisiting that shortly. Now, for your energy check, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz. Funny thing, you got way more cards than anybody else. And when I say way, I didn't even count them. I was like, are you sure, Spirit? Is that really what we're doing? And Spirit was like, take the cards, little reader. And I was like, wow. Well, when you whisper to me like that, I can't resist. So I did. I took the cards and they're here in this basically deck of its own. So we're going to look at those. And I'm going to explain to you what this energy check is all about, because it's not your average energy check, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz. It's different. So listen closely. With this, I asked Spirit, what is something that my Aqua Aura crew has been wanting, has been desiring, body, mind, and spirit? What is something that they're drawn to? What is something that they want? What is something that their heart has been on, their mind has been on, holistically, every part of them. So your job, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, for your energy check is to listen closely and see if this resonates with you. Because if it does, that means you're in exactly the right place. I haven't seen these yet, so I have no idea what type of energy this is. Look at that. I just know there's a lot. You're in exactly the right place. If you've literally been wanting something, let's say you've been wanting a marriage proposal, for instance, and that is not what the cards here say. Don't be so quick to jump out and dive out and get out of it. What a marriage proposal might mean to you is validation. It might mean being seen. It might mean this feeling of being appreciated. It might mean feeling like all your work and all your effort is validated. And that might be what the cards show. So feel it with your heart. Don't be too literal about what the thing is, and allow your heart to speak and your heart to show you. And if your heart reverberates and vibrates with what you're feeling, then you know you're in the right place. Sorry, I'm clearing things out here that suddenly are coming to my attention like, whoa, because I want to have a clear space. So I have not seen these yet, just one friendly reminder. I'm going to put you right here and let's flip these babies over and see what it is my beautiful Aqua Aura crew wants. Ooh, gratitude with the Wheel of Fortune. Nana Baruku, Essence. And Charita, Solitude. Uwa Aljana, Beyond. Uran, Joy and Light. It's the Sun card. Ah, the Starborn. And look at these colors. My goodness. And the Rabbit. Wow. Okay. The funny thing about this, and I guess it's not that funny given, what we're doing here and what I do, is that this is like 4 for 4. Everything that I've given as an example has kind of been mirrored identically in the energy check, but I promise you I didn't know. So let's look at these fully clear and you get a feeling for this energy, because what you want, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, right off the bat is a twist of luck, a twist of the wheel in your favor. You want your fortune to change, and you want it to change for the positive. This Nana Baruku is all about being seen and validated for being yourself, and understanding that you already hold that which you need in your vessel. With the Anchory to Solitude card, I feel like this is a major arcana card from the deck, but I cannot confirm or deny that. Actually, I can. Why? Why would I even try not to? Let me see. I'm going to find it. If it is, it'll be right here. If it's not, it sure is. Wow. Am I good or am I good? Don't mind me. I'm crazy. Yes, this is totally meant to be the Death card. So it actually technically would fall sequentially before the Wheel of Fortune traditionally, but that's okay. It's a beautiful thing we have here because we have a major, and a major all represented in your energy check, which means that you are wanting something major, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, major turn in fortune, the end of a feeling of not being seen. You cannot make this up. With the sun and the moon here, this is, Nana Baruku is said to be the one who saw, validated both the sun and the moon in their orbit, gave them a relationship to one another, and then helps to like oversee and control their forces as they run their separate courses. Not meant to rhyme, by the way. So it's actually very much like the example that we said. I don't know if you're actually waiting for a marriage proposal, but we carry on. With the Death and the Solitude here, there is a desire to be seen, to be validated with the Uwa Aljana. This is meant to be an ancestral connection, but I do get the fact that there could be a desire for a romance, a desire for a union, a desire for emotional intimacy. And with Ura and Joy and Light as the Sun card, you're certainly seeking this success in this endeavor. It's like, please let fate go in my direction here. Please, Spirit, I can almost hear your prayer, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz. Please, let me get what I deserve. Let me get what I desire. Let me get what I need. With the Starborn, it's you renewed, reborn, given another chance. This is interestingly, it's reminding me of the Star card, and I've never interpreted it this way before. But the star being a wish, a star being a dream, and the rabbit being known as one of the luckiest symbols in animal mythologies. The rabbit is lucky, the rabbit is fast, and the rabbit brings good fortune. It's a little bit of a different interpretation in this Kim Krantz deck, but for the purposes of this, we're going based off of what Spirit is giving. And your energy check is, in short, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, you are praying for a miracle, and it relates to love, it relates to being seen, it relates to a lucky break, it relates to busting out of your shell. Coming out of my shell and I've been doing just fine. I think that's a killer song, but don't quote me on that, and don't lyric check that because I'm not sure that was right. If you feel like you've been searching and hoping for a twist of fate, that you've been doing all you can to manifest something, that you are ready to be seen and to get out of this period of solitude and experience joy, experience intimacy, experience success, then you are in exactly the right place, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, and you are ready to get your assignment. With this rabbit card, I will say in closing and finally, I sense that you have been both putting forth a lot of effort and been relying on luck and a miracle here. And with all of these colors, I sense a beautiful feeling of optimism from you. Like, there have been dark times, yes, and you may just be coming out of a low or a plateau, but I feel like you've been chugging ahead, chugging, I guess, like a train, or charging ahead. And I love this guy's riding a unicorn of all things. Talk about magical symbols here. But you've been charging ahead. You've been steady. That's what you've been. And although the rabbit may typically be thought of as skittish, I don't think that's a representation of you at all, actually. I think you're more like Nana Baruku. You've been the connecting thread. You've been holding together, even in the face of opposition. It's like you've been holding two poles that have been separated from one another, and you're like, can we just get them to come together? Can we manifest this union, this luck, this fortune, this miracle, this magic? Can it be? Will it be? That's where you are right now, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz. So let's see in the assignment from Spirit what your role is now in the face of this energy. I'm going to move your very robust and beautiful energy check over to the side. And we're going to shuffle the tarot of the she, beautiful soul. Let's see, are you still in the frame? I want to make sure your beautifulness is right there. And while I do this, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Patreon crew. It's a small, tiny little group. It's the Little Readers World, and there's a link below. With Patreon, you pay for it. It's $11 a month for the Little Readers World, but it's a small, intimate environment. Ooh, look at that, the star. We were just talking about that. It's a small, intimate environment where if you are looking for a close, tight-knit support system, that's the place where we have one-on-one questions and answers. We have continuations and more in-depth readings. What you might think of as like an extended that other readers do, we get those extendeds in the Patreon. So if you're looking to go deeper, that's something to think about. Your energy, it seems like, is ready for a miracle. So you may not even remember what YouTube is by the time you're done manifesting whatever you're manifesting, and that's fine. All you gotta know is that you're loved and that there are people here for you. Right here on YouTube too. This community is supportive and kind and uplifting and one of the most magical places I've ever been. So we're just happy to have you any way you show up. That's what I'm here to say. Spirit, what is the assignment for my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz? Show us the assignment for my... Look at that. My beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz. Whoa. Wow. 2 majors right off the bat. Fascinating energies. Okay, and Spirit, please clarify the maker with the Dancer. Whoa. Please clarify Temperance with the Fool. My goodness. Please clarify the Moon, the Warrior 4, and wow. Okay, I gotta hold on to my hat, which I am not wearing one. And the Dreamer. This is really something. Whoop! And I just rolled over a mushroom. Did you see that? I hit it with my finger, and it rolled. I don't know if that was in frame. Now I'm just checking to make sure the camera's still activated and that this is all in frame because we've got a glare from the light, which we don't like on these shiny cards. Beautiful. Okay. Here we are. Look at this energy. It is insane. Check this out, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz. You've got mail, but you've also got more than that. Look at this. You've got 3 aces in your read. You've got the Maker. That is the Ace of Pentacles. You've got the Dancer. That is the Ace of Cups. You've got the Dreamer. That is the Ace of Swords. And you've also got the Fool, which is the mother lode and father lode of all aces. It's the brand new beginnings, but major arcana style, represents everything. So your energy, talk about, let's go skirt back a little bit and take a look at your energy check one more time. I see now why you had a novel as the story, because basically you've lived an entire lifetime and you're about to start another one. With the Starborn here, not only is this like the star, this is also like an ace to me because it is something that is cracking out of its shell. It's a brand new beginning. Something is starting up. Another thing about your spread here is that you have the Warrior 4, which is the 4 of Wands, but it is called Foundations Blessed in this deck. Foundations make me think of aces, make me think of fresh starts. So my head is exploding over here. Your energy is like a seed no. It's like a million seeds that have all sprouted. It's so funny because it's so oppositional to one of our other crews that we had. I'll just say it. It was my Kunzite Crew, which was all about endings and death, and mushrooms, which grow on death. But yours is like seeds just sprouting up, pure life. And also your major arcanas, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Wow. Powerful stuff. So let's take a moment and look at what your assignment is broadly. Well, broadly, your assignment is to embrace this new beginning, embrace it. But specifically, we're going to get into it row by row. Starting with, where do you want me to start, Spirit? We'll start here, first row on the left, with the Maker and the Dancer. With your Ace of Pentacles backed up by your Ace of Cups. We've got this fascinating juxtaposition of solidity and stability that we see with earth and the element of earth. It's a rock. And then we've got this movement and this liquid that we have with the Dancer, which is water. Water is water. Now, fascinatingly, this is like the perfect stone that you selected to encapsulate these energies, because we have the energy of water in the blue. It reminds me almost of aquamarine, but much more ethereal. And yet it's a stone, it's quartz, it's rock. So your energy here is to embrace the balance between your emotions and your stability. And as you move forward into this next stage, because evidently you either just got hit with a major miracle that you've been praying for, or you're going to in like 5 minutes or very soon. Don't worry about trying to manifest that right now. It's done. Now this is instructions for how to proceed. Your assignment is your instructions for how to proceed starting now. And it may be that taking this direction is what brings in the manifestation. So don't hold your breath. Don't clench your energy. Don't close your chest. Don't slump your shoulders. Don't contract your muscles. Loosen up, relax, and breathe. And understand that for this next chapter, starting at this moment that you're hearing this, you are going to be asked to balance your stability and who you are and your identity and your desires with what your emotions tell you. I can sense from you, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, that you're a very artistic person. You're a creative person. You're ethereal. You may even be a divine feminine, meaning an embodied female, identifying as a female, comfortable in the feminine energy, claiming the feminine energy, choosing to be a feminine energy. That fluidity is powerfully palpable is what we're going with. Powerfully palpable in this spread. Spirit is saying your assignment is to juxtapose and contrast this creative feminine energy with your more masculine and more stable, rock solid, immovable side. So, example time. If you are trying to, or about to, or stepping into a new career, job, or professional endeavor, you as an artistic, ethereal, magical being may be tempted to, and may even by your nature, bring in all of your emotional, creative qualities and lead with that. Spirit is saying your assignment is to, for every suggestion you make that came from an emotional place, that was inspired by a feeling or inspired by a creative impulse, balance it with a masculine, steady, pragmatic, intellectual, logical other side, and then implement both. So in the example of starting a new profession or building your own business or career, let's say you say, oh my gosh, I really want to give away a free crystal with every treatment that I do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away a free crystal with every treatment that I do, because I feel the energy and it's so nice to give and it's so wonderful. And Spirit is saying, amazing, love that. Now, in addition to that, you're going to add that you're only giving away those free crystals if the person takes an extra step, does an extra special thing, or does something to further ground their commitment to your organization, your cause, or your business practice. So in other words, every time you have that impulse to give, you're going to balance it with the impulse to receive. Every time you have the impulse to go fluid, you're going to balance that with the impulse to stay solid. And you're going to find a way. A river is what I'm being shown here. It's water running through earth. You're going to find a way to be both the water and the earth. It's a self-containment. It's powerful, and it leaves you in a leadership position, never asking with an open hand alone, and never giving only with a hand down alone. It's this balance. So you're always both giving and receiving. What Spirit's asking you to do broadly, your general assignment, my beautiful Aqua or Quartz here, the theme of it is learning to remain in a leadership position in your own autonomy by staying balanced within yourself. We see themes of balance everywhere. We're going to get here in a second, but let's get to our next row. I'm feeling really compelled to do this also in a very organized way. So I think Spirit is saying, in addition to coming up with logical counterbalances for all of your more creative ideas, logical ways to implement them, logical ways that they make sense financially, Spirit is also saying that your assignment is to get organized and disciplined to make the most of this flowing energy that's going through you right now. As you launch whatever you're about to launch, as you start whatever you're about to start, as you engage in whatever contract or engagement, literally, proposal, relationship, maybe it's romantic, whatever it is, you're being asked to stay self-contained. No matter who you collaborate with, your assignment is to stay balanced. Here it is again with Temperance, the card of balance. Now, Temperance speaks to amazingly good times. It's a very auspicious card to have in a reading. I get a little chill every time I see it. It's represented in a very balanced way in this deck. We have an individual who's like working with some standing stones that are perfectly symmetrical, followed by a perfectly symmetrical being in the middle with their heart exposed. With your new beginning, Spirit says it will thrive. You're creating it right now by listening to this reading and implementing this. As you create this balance within yourself, this self-contained energy, this new beginning becomes even more full of potential. I'm also hearing the word potentiality, which I like a lot because potentiality brings the word potential to life. It gives it this almost living, bubbling, effervescent feeling. When I hear potentiality, it's like, oh, that's alive. That's like a pot boiling on the oven, steaming and just overflowing. Spirit says, once again, with the perfect balance between femininity and masculinity, between creativity and logic, you are setting yourself up for success in this new beginning that you're looking for / manifesting / experiencing as we speak. If it's a relationship, let's say, and I say that because we have traditionally the marriage card and one of the biggest soulmate cards in the reading. So let's say you're kicking off a relationship of the romantic variety, or maybe it's a professional collaboration, or maybe it's a new friendship. In any case, congratulations. I'm so very happy for you. That is beautiful. You may be tempted, with your nature being so giving and so creative and so flowing and so water-like, to just pour yourself into that person. In the case of a romantic relationship, you may be the type who typically loses yourself in the other person and like just gets lost and like, we are one now, baby, and what's my name and what's yours? They're both gone because we have molded, and your favorite color is now mine, and I don't know why we're British, but anyway, here we are. Your favorite color is now mine, and what you like to do is now what I like to do, and we have really just molded into one. And Spirit is saying there is a time and a place for that. If you like to do that and that's just how you do romantic relationships, amazing. Do that for a set period of time. do it when you come together for a few hours or some such. That was not meant to be a euphemism, but hey, I will never stray away from acknowledging a good one. I think that was pretty good. Do it when you, when you're in unison in the same room in one another's presence is what I was intending to convey. And then when the time for that is over and you go your separate ways, cut it off. It doesn't mean you have to stop being emotionally intimate and, losing yourself in one another, but it means there's a time and a place for that, and that has an end. And if you can bring that to an end, and this is just in the example of a romantic relationship, but you can extrapolate this into so many other types of relational dynamics. Once you've exchanged whatever you're exchanging and you've had your energetic link, break the link, not in an aggressive fashion, but with this Fool, it literally looks like this non-gender specific individual has cut cords. It almost looks like cords are flying off of them. Spirit is saying, do that enmeshing thing, if that's your style, and then unenmesh and step away from that. And when you walk away and you're back on your own, doing your own thing, and if that's not a set part of the dynamic already, build that into the dynamic. Have your own room, have your own space, have your own hobbies, retain them. Have a time that you can step away, and when you step away, you're you. You are yourself. You are returned to yourself. You are fully balanced within yourself. It's important for this new beginning, whatever this is you've just manifested, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, congratulations. It looks incredibly exciting. It is very important for the success of this that you remain self-contained. That's the word that keeps coming up here. Self-contained. So you can absolutely ask for what you need. You can absolutely be in a relationship. You can actually be in this harmonious exchange. However, you also are doing it with this powerful container, energetic container around you that never lets you leak. What Spirit is emphasizing here is with the river imagery that we saw a little while ago. The river doesn't leak because the earth is containing it. It's sending the flow in a very distinct direction. If the earth goes away, then the river is just a puddle on the floor, like bleh. Has no direction, has no anything. The new beginning is lost. The river will now never get to where it's supposed to funnel out, to the basin or wherever it's supposed to empty. It's never going to get there. It's never going to reach its destination unless it is self-contained. So Spirit emphasizes, don't look for your containment in another person. You may have your needs met, but understand that the containment piece and remembering that you're an individual and staying self-balanced and staying both equal parts masculine and equal parts feminine energy is up to you in order to assure the success of this venture. It's a beautiful thing, an absolutely gorgeous thing. And we're going to get to this Ace of Swords once we get through the spread, but just a quick pause to say it's going to require mental strength, and we'll talk about that. So don't worry. There are ways to build the stamina of self-containment and of self-reliance. And again, it's not to say that you're not interdependent on others, but it is to say that you're not codependent on others. And there's a difference there. Now, getting into our beautiful third category, we have this fiery energy of foundations blessed. The Warrior 4 is, well, commonly known as the marriage card. And actually, I think there's a marriage ritual going on here. So this is why I keep feeling compelled to talk about relationships, because with these two energies, it's impossible not to. But you having this union, and Spirit is encouraging it, that you proceed with the partnership, you proceed with the union, you take the opportunities that are given to you, and you remain balanced within them. You also retain this moon element to yourself. I'd like to show you something about this moon element. In this card, which is beautifully drawn, there is what looks like a humanoid. I'm getting all moving, so I make sure it's seen. Looks like a humanoid looking into that lake, doesn't it? But if you turn this little bad boy around and you look at the reflection there, that's no humanoid I've ever seen. The truth of this is that this person is actually a she. And I don't mean a female. I mean a she, meaning that's how you pronounce what the creatures in this deck are. And then there's more. Look at this. There are people here watching. There are people all lined up watching what's going on here. But if you look over here, there's nobody, is there? But it's like this, the planets themselves are almost like a consciousness represented here. So twofold thing going on in this card here as your assignment. My beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz. Gosh, look at you. Sit back down because I get real excited. Two-part situation going on here. First one is to retain your own mysteries. You don't have to blurt it all. You don't have to share it all. Particularly when it comes to a theme that's coming up in this reading about codependency versus interdependency. Interdependency is understanding that you have needs that are best met by other people. They could be physical, they could be emotional, they could be mental, they could be spiritual. Codependent is feeling like, wait a second, did I say that already? No, I didn't. Okay, codependent is feeling like you have to give up a part of yourself, a part of your identity, and change yourself to get those needs met. It's kind of an underhanded way to do that, although no one, I don't think, intentionally does it in an underhanded way. It's something that they learn and they see, but like caregivers and stuff. But a codependent individual will be like, okay, in order to get these needs met, I have to be just like them. I have to do what they want me to do. I have to start forfeiting aspects of myself. And this is often unconsciously done. And I have to reveal myself to them completely, like lay myself bare. An interdependent mindset is I have needs that are met through other people, that need to be met through other people. I don't have to change myself in any way that I'm not comfortable with or that is not true to me in order to get those needs met. And if I feel like I need to do that, then these are not the right people to be meeting these needs. So I will see myself out and I'll find myself elsewhere and I'll go somewhere where I'm actually compatible with the people in the partnerships that I'm getting involved in. So here with this moon card, another thing about that is an interdependent mindset is not interested in laying itself bare and removing all of its boundaries. A codependent mindset will be quick to lose all of its boundaries and lose all of its mystique and all its mystery. It'll be like, just see me, I'm here, like I'm nothing, because the codependent individual or mindset typically wants to be possessed by or contained by something else and absorbed by. So here Spirit is saying, understand interdependent and codependent and recognize that in this new endeavor, we want to stick with interdependence to make this new beginning as powerful as possible. Retain your secrets. Do not lay yourself bare. Keep your magic, keep your mystery, and remain who you are fundamentally, with the understanding that that is a test for the compatibility of this partnership and the longevity that it offers you in the future. If you take the alternate tact of just exposing everything, losing all your boundaries, losing all of your mystique, your mystery, then unfortunately it runs the risk of never finding out the true compatibility of the relationship. Because in losing your identity, it becomes no longer a relationship. It is just an energy exchange, but it's not even that anymore because one individual is not fully represented, which prevents the other individual from also not being fully represented. So things, unfortunately, tend to fall apart. This has become a crash course with the little reader on relationship dynamics. Come back anytime for more. There's a scene in Disturbia where one of the characters says to another, "Where do you get this stuff?" And it's cracking me up. If you are wondering, where do I get this stuff? That would be from a psychology degree, which I highly recommend if you're interested in relationship dynamics. You don't have to get a degree in psychology, but you can certainly investigate because there's so much to learn and enjoy. Anyway, moving right along. second part of this card, there's, again, I mentioned 2 parts to it. The first is to not lose your own mystery. The second is to not force the other or force the exposure of someone else's. There's a respect here. The moon clarified by foundations blessed indicates that in respecting the mystery, in respecting the unknown, in respecting the unstated, and allowing things to unfold a little slowly, there's actually much promise for greater success. Now, I can see why that would be difficult for you, my beautiful Aqua or Quartz, because with this rabbit energy, it takes me back to the turtle and the hare. There's like a sort of urgency. I want to move forward, like I'm ready to manifest this thing. I've been on this. I want to create this. I want to experience this. And Spirit is saying, slow down, baby. You can and you will. But first, let's let things reveal themselves and unfold on their own terms. And trusting that as you do your self-contained, self-balanced thing, this enterprise, this relationship, this thing that you've manifested, this contract, whatever, partnership, is going to naturally evolve in a far more beneficial fashion. Your assignment, once again, is to stay self-contained within yourself. Preserve your own mystery and allow mysteries to be revealed without forcing them. If, my beautiful creative and potentially psychic Aqua Aura Quartz, you are a reader or you delve into the psychic realms, this is also a sign to back away from that work for a time. Let it breathe, let it rest. Let it kind of like I'm seeing a bread rise. Yeah, like when bread rests, the dough, and you like slap it around and then you put yeast into it and then you sit it somewhere and then like the dough goes and then it doubles in size. That's exactly what's happening here. Your dough is doubling in size. That could even be a financial thing if you're waiting on an investment or a partnership that's monetary. Your dough is doubling in size. Let it do that without constant psychic intervention. Let secrets be secrets. And when you start to bump up against secrets and you're like, but I want to know, remind yourself, oh wait, I can have my own secrets. Okay, I won't investigate theirs. Instead, I'll just work on building my own and loving myself and working on my mindset. And mindset is a huge theme here, and we will get into it. But let's look at our last row. Finally, with the King of Wands, the Warrior King and the Gift of Glory, and the Dancer too, soulmates. There's another player in this game here, and this is the only card in this spread I see that doesn't represent you. It represents probably the partner, the person, the entity. I say probably the partner, person, entity because it could be any one of those things, but it's definitely the manifestation. So if it's a relationship, if it's the opposite player in your dynamic. If it is a employer, then it's the boss, it's the hiring manager. If it's the investment, then it could be the company itself. Whatever it is, it's the entity that you're working with in this manifestation. It is going to be responsible for selecting you and for solidifying the contract, if you will. Now, if that's a romantic thing, and how could I not think so with soulmates written right here at the bottom of the card? If it's a romantic thing, then this individual is going to show up and choose you. They are going to seek you out. They are going to find you. They are going to initiate, in other words. This is why self-containment is such a theme as your assignment. It's such an important theme because the idea here is as you build yourself up, as you maintain your own mystery, as you work your own balance and strengthen the energetic potential of this beginning, as you stay both the earth that contains yourself and the water within that earth, you are becoming precisely what is desired by this entity. That's the energy they've been looking for. It isn't until such a time as these energetics are in place that this individual can even spot you, identify you, to grab you. Maybe quite literally. Very cool. Congratulations. So if that's the case, if this is all the case, when this is all the case, then this unison can happen, the agreement, the manifestation. Now, if in the few cases that this is possible, You say, but little reader, darling, there is no other person, there is no other entity. It's just me, myself, and YouTube. I will say to you, my beautiful, beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, there's always another living entity at play in every manifestation and everything, because we are living in a dual, binary universe where there are opposites, there are polarities. So even if you can't see the other player in this situation, they're there. It could be the universe itself. If you're looking for your big break, for example, in Hollywood, amazing, by the way, please don't forget me. Your person may not be a specific individual. You're like, how can it be? Like, there are so many casting directors, so many agents, so many whatever is in charge, or maybe they're not even people. You're just submitting videos out there. Or if you're starting a YouTube channel, you're like, they're just viewers. Like, how am I going to get viewers? Those are all represented here with the King of Wands. What Spirit is trying to tell you is that there are already people or a person looking for you. They're looking for you in this energy. Now, this energy is not, you like doing all these things perfectly is not contingent or is not required for them to find you. This, as your assignment, just gives you the highest alignment, the most successful outcomes, the most easy flow that you could dream of and hope for. That is the key of falling in with this energy and aligning with this. That's why we look for these assignments. Not to say that it's never going to happen if you don't do this. Not at all. It's already done, baby. It's already in the universe. It's shown up here in this reading. It's made into form through these cards. So it's only a hair's breadth away. But for the most success, for your followers to find you, or your future lover to find you, future spouse to find you, future business partner, investment company, agent, fill in the blank, most effectively and powerfully where you are in the leadership and you are really the main character in your own story, then this is your assignment, is to that self-containment and that self-balance. And that brings about an external balance. As within, so without. You've heard that undoubtedly, probably more times than you've heard your own name in these spiritual circles. But it is true. As you find the balance within, that is what leads to our most successful partnerships in all forms, whoever those partnerships are with. Finally, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, as promised, the bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords, the Dreamer. This is a new beginning in your mind as well. So in order to facilitate this, there is a renewing of your mind that has either just happened or is about to happen, or you're making up your mind that it's going to happen. I, as a meditation teacher, will always be that person who's like, start a meditation practice, a really serious one, where you're devoting 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. Of course, that's me. I'm an extremist. But I'm also a human being who has eyeballs and sees things in the world. And I understand that what's for me is not for everyone. It may not be meditation that does it for you, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, but your assignment, the big thing that you can do as an action item, because it's very like willy-nilly to say, develop, balance within yourself, darling. Although we did give some real life examples, so go back to those. But a very specific thing for you to do is get a hobby that renews your mind, that is solitary, that is just about you working with your mental space. Again, it might not be meditation. It might be paint by numbers. It might be yoga. It might be roller skating. It might be, like totally a physical activity like powerlifting. It might be surfing. It might be going on long drives. It may not be totally solitary in that it could have other people involved. For example, if it is like a communal class that you take, then yes, there will be other people there. But the idea is that it's for you to strengthen your own relationship to your mind, because mental discipline will be required for you to make the most of this assignment, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz crew. So in closing, we are going to get some advice from you. Not from you. Well, technically everything is you, because, that's the spiritual truths of the matter. But what I really meant was from Rebecca Campbell. the Work Your Light deck, beautiful soul. So let's get some insights from Rebecca Campbell. Wow, she is excited to talk to you. And see how you can proceed. Any last little nuggets from Spirit? Spirit, what advice do you have for my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz crew who is worthy of love above all else? The crumbling. I love it. Council of Light. Oh, we're getting 4. Trust your path and inner temple. Beautiful. So with the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? Right here with the Maker and water. No accident, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz crew. There is, in order to facilitate this beginning, this new beginning, and just let it rip in the most powerful way possible. And I love how this structure almost looks like the trees here. If you see there's a total continuity thing going on here. Love when that happens. It all becomes part of the same big picture eventually. But with the crumbling, there may be some areas where in building this balance, you start to change aspects of yourself. It could be the way you work. It could be your discipline. It could be the way you're running your business currently, whatever your projects are. Spirit says, that's okay. Let these things crumble. Forego the old ways for the new, more balanced ways. If you want to take a class, we talked about interdependency versus codependency. If you want to take a psychology class or get to know more about codependency and how it works, what its relationship to narcissism is, all kinds of things like that. That is a great place to start here. Let old beliefs crumble. Let old ways of doing things crumble. Let old ways of interacting with people crumble. You may, again, as you develop this balance, find yourself surrounded with new people or doing things in a new way. And that is okay. That's actually a sign that you're on exactly the right path. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Beautiful. And it's falling right on top of Temperance and the Fool. I love this because under this powerful being, we have an individual who is raising these standing stones, potentially telekinetically. The power of your mind, the power of your will are indescribable. And whether you know it or not, my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz, although I think you do, there are beings in realms that you can't see with your physical eyes who are always willing to help and support you. And they're waiting to, actually. They're like on their toes, like, hey, what does Aqua Aura Quartz crew need? Okay, let's do it. Like, let's help them. Let's bring in what they need. All you need to do is ask. So when it comes to maintaining your own balance and being the main character in your own life and stepping into leadership, don't forget that you are supported and helped by countless beings, and call them by name. Learn their names. There's a big education theme here with educating your mind. Get to know your guides' names. Do some work related to that if you can. Find them out. Do research on any deities you may be called to, angels you may be called to, whatever your beliefs are, even if it's nature itself, the trees, the planets. You know, lately I've been talking to Jupiter a whole lot because Jupiter's constantly above my house in the sky. Now I'm like, hey, Jupe, what's up? We got a whole rapport going on. Find out their names, develop a relationship, and ask for help. Something Spirit's saying is you don't need all of your resources to come through one source, especially if you're thinking it's going to be a partnership or a single individual. That will still come to fruition, but that is not going to be the answer to all of your quandaries. There are other ways to get those needs met, and your divine Council of Light wants to help. Finally, with the Moon and foundations blessed, trust your path. This is all about surrendering to the mystery. You won't always know what's coming. Don't be reliant on finding out psychic information and using psychic information to then determine your path. Like, for example, if there's a chance that you could travel to another country and you really want to do that, but there's a person, a special person that you really want to see, and your only opportunity to see them may be in that time frame, but you don't know if it's going to happen, so you keep going back to the psychic readings again and again. Spirit is saying, let the psychic readings go. Trust your own path. Leave the mystery to us. Go on the journey. When that person is supposed to find you, they will. and they will find you in this situation. You've already done all that you can. So that's a beautiful example of trusting your own path and knowing that choosing for yourself as the main character, everything else will fall into place alongside you. Finally, with the Warrior King and Soulmates, inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Beautiful. We see two people here. Once again, talking about that mirroring going on. Two people here, two people here. It's a beautiful thing. You will reach unity with that thing that you desire, whatever that is, whether it's romantic, soulmate, twin flame. I just said like 3 of the same things, but there's more. It could be agent, helper, professional partnership, investor, angel investor, anything like that. You know what your project is. You know what you've been hoping for and wishing for. You will be united with that. In order to align yourself with it, don't rely on it to manifest externally, or don't try to make it manifest externally. Instead, tune into the portal of your heart. Your devotion is the portal to that manifestation. Don't do it as a means to an end, though. Do it simply because your heart is rich. Your heart is full of love. Your heart already has the ways to satisfy you and get you energetically and emotionally, mentally and spiritually to where you want to be, to line up beautifully with this gorgeous partnership that is knocking on your door. So my beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz crew, that is where I'm leaving you today. I am sending you all the love I've got and then some. Please like, subscribe, comment, come back and visit me soon. And until we meet again, beautiful soul, bye for now.